STL and interacting in the Michelob Ultra YouTube chat. The Polos Plus dossier today is Doug loaded for bear with a weekend for the ages. Your lifetime roofing lead is going to be coming up momentarily. Here are the numbers. 314-399-9646. Save it in your phone. Text into the Air Comfort Service text inbox. Call in 314-974-0101. Collier and Thompson phone lines. Then you, of course, are welcome to email in for our Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email today, the morning after at InsideSTL.com, and type in youtube.com/TMASTL, and now you're in the Michelob Ultra YouTube chat. Doug, I don't even know where you are going to go with this, because you've got the Cardinals winning yesterday 12-10. J.J. Weatherholt, how do you do, as he becomes a even bigger favorite to win the National League Rookie of the Year. And how do you do? Compensatory pick for having an organization that doesn't alter his time, and then he wins the Rookie of the Year. What would that be, like between 26 and 32, somewhere in there? You got that.
Okay.
You've got Brady Tkachuk saying, I'd like to go to one of four places, none of which is St. Louis, and they get him to South Florida. You've got the United States of America, brother, winning yet again, and now assuring themselves of advancing in the World Cup. You've got Wyndham Clark, an American, booed throughout the day as he competes for the U.S. Open. And also looking ahead to the Battlehawks. So when you look at that, where do you say the lifetime roofing lead is on June 22nd, 2026, as of 7:02 a.m.?
Well, it's a couple of tied for first. I mean, you could argue it either way, U.S. Open, the Tkachuk trade, and the Cardinals. But I think it's the Cardinals. I think the Cardinals are still the dominant interest in our town. So I would say the lead is the Cardinals. Didn't really have the weekend they wanted, but managed to get a win yesterday to come out of there still in first place in the wild card hunt anyway. And I think the way they hit the ball and slapped around, was it Stephen Kolek? He didn't look that great for Kansas City.
What about Dustin May?
He didn't look that great either.
Maybe he'll call in?
He may. I'd say it's the Cardinals.
Well, is the lead that the offense is rather robust, or that the pitching is AWOL?
Well, both combined to make this the appropriate lead.
Okay, thank you.
The pitching definitely a concern, both ends of the pitching staff.
Jackson, do you agree with that lead?
Yes.
There you go.
Really?
When in doubt.
I was going to lead with your appearance at AB, but that's fine. You guys do what you want.
No, I think that the Cardinals is the lead. I think Doug was right on, nailed it once again.
Well, apparently there is another entrant. Maybe this will change your lifetime roofing lead. LifetimeRoofingSTL.com. That's the great Dustin McClendon. It's veteran-owned. It's locally owned. They're only a St. Louis-based company, so you ask about their lifetime warranty, hence the name Lifetime Roofing. If you dealt with any storm damage yesterday, Lifetime Roofing, STL.com, sponsor of the Lifetime Roofing Lead. Manute Bowl Eligible says, we missed the first 6 seconds of the show on YouTube. I would like a refund. So, Doug, now that you found out that they didn't get to see the first 6 seconds of the show on YouTube, does that change your mind on the Cardinals?
It doesn't, but it does change my mind on when I'm going to start suspending people.
No.
I'm not in a great mood.
You came back a little ornery?
Yeah. Got home about 10:30, 11 o'clock. Short night's sleep. I'm in no mood to put up with the money business.
Did you drive back from Pennsylvania?
Well, about 3.5 hours worth. You can't really get to Milroy, Pennsylvania, with a direct flight.
Did you get to? So that means you flew into Lambert?
You fly to Pittsburgh, hour and 20 minutes, hour and a half, and then you drive 3.5 hours to the middle of Pennsylvania to get there.
Nice.
It's a lovely, lovely drive, but it takes a while. And so when I come back, I'm not in the mood to hear anybody hollering about YouTube music. No.
Were you welcomed by Lambert's staff when you?
Not so much. Couldn't hardly get out of the parking garage. Parking spot 1 has been under some construction, so I couldn't hardly get out. That took a while. The Pittsburgh airport, gorgeous. I guess just completed a renovation. As nice an airport as you'll see anywhere in the country. Get back to old Lambert. It's a slap in the face.
The airport's a slap in the face?
Well, it kind of wakes you up that, oh boy, do we ever need a new airport. Do we ever?
Well, you're going to get one.
Take that Rams money.
I can't wait. I can't wait. What are they spending? $1 billion or more to redo our airport?
Jackson has the pro forma.
If you could tell me what's coming, because I'm ready for one.
I think they're spending a ton. I don't know the exact dollar amount.
That'll round it up.
It's just so stark. You drive in.
Doug, were you northwest of Harrisburg?
Yeah.
Were you near Pot Liquor Flats?
I didn't see that sign.
Okay. The next road up from Milroy appears to be Pot Liquor Flats. Is that name taken?
Burnham was right in there.
Is that Penn State adjacent?
Yeah, I went to take a little tour of Penn State while I was there. Very nice.
Doug,
Awesome school.
Did you read the free report?
I did not read the free report.
It's not $1, not $2, but $3 billion improvements they're making.
It's going to take it. Good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm ready. Boy, do we need it. Holy smokes. Saw a lot of Amish people driving their cart and buggies through the streets. Interesting. Penn State is an impressive campus.
But it is in the middle of nowhere. Everybody says that. If you want to go to a game at Penn State, that's a tough one.
And I was surprised to read it has the fourth largest stadium in the world.
So Penn State is the lead?
No, it isn't. We just kind of meandered in that direction. Pot Liquor
Doug,
Flats.
suspension law.
Brady is the lead. Brady is the lead. Brady is the lead. Brady is the lead. That's in Tim's toothless bottom boy. Doug, they're coming. They're coming early on
Stop
here.
it,
You gonna
bottom
suspend
boy.
him?
I'm close. I'm very close.
What if everyone's suspended, Doug? Can anyone write into the show then?
No.
New folks.
Yeah. No, they couldn't.
Sharon and Clayton now once a piece.
Okay.
Don't want to hear about Doug's wedding weekend, Pittle's single dude shenanigans, Cardinals making the Royals look like contenders for 2 games. The damn lead is we lost out on another Kachuk. Damn it! That's Sharon and Clayton.
Well, I said it was kind of a tie for first. We didn't, I guess you could say we lost out. He didn't want to come here. What do you do?
Well, I think that would be the definition of. And I would say that would be even a bigger conversation piece. Did he not want to come here because he didn't want to come here because of the state of the team? Did he not want to come here because he didn't want to play in his hometown? Did he not want to come here for other reasons? Either way, he gave Ottawa 4 teams, or at least 3, and the understanding per Pierre LeBrun was that Minnesota would also be live, but St. Louis not included, along with
The irony here is Big Walt, the father of Brady, and Matthew Tkachuk, his title for the Blues is Director of Player Recruitment. Like, if I'm Army, I'm saying, yeah, we could have used 2 guys that you could have recruited. That are your sons.
If you can't get those 2, who are you getting?
I think Brady wanting to play with Matthew and going to Florida makes all the sense in the world. Carolina, Minnesota, like, oh, okay, I get it. Carolina's good. Minnesota, I don't know.
Yeah, a chance to play with your brother.
For sure.
On a good team with warm weather and no state income tax. It seems like a no-brainer.
Don't worry, Sharon. I'll fly us down to watch the brothers Kachuk. That's the Worson Woods Wacko who seemingly has a little something doing.
He seems to be sweet on Sharon.
Does Mrs. Wacko listen to the show? Because it's getting a little comfortable.
Both Kachucks didn't want to come here, and then there are some attacks rendered after the following text using the F word. Blues fans, some at least, early on here in the Air Comfort Service text inbox, pissed off at the Kachucks.
Oh, well, what a pick-me-up that would have been for the Blues organization to have been able to land him, though. And I think the Blues had the picks. Got all kinds of picks. Could have given.
I'm sure Doug Armstrong's talking this morning about the drought. I guarantee there'll be some Kachuk questions.
Yes. Why would Kachuk want to come to a town with a dilapidated airport, crime-infested downtown, an average fan body weight over 200 pounds? That's from Hooterville Regional's chief berating officer.
Well,
did you run into the Hooterville Regional chief berating officer when you arrived back from, was that Milroy, nonstop?
It wasn't nonstop. Had to drive most of the way. I did not get scolded at the St. Louis airport, thankfully. Thankfully, I did not. If it was you and you had a choice to go play in South Florida, to live there year-round, and to play with your brother, and to save who knows how much more money with the income tax situation down there, it's kind of a no-brainer, isn't it?
And be a cup contender immediately.
Yeah.
Do you know we have the best fans in baseball in St. Louis?
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay.
What about that?
Okay.
What if he would have heard that?
I don't think the baseball fans figured into his decision. Hockey fans, if they did, that would have been a plus for us.
So every professional athlete should play where they were born? That's from Sharon's Ladue Pool Boy.
Who we met at the canned food drive on Friday. It was a delight.
Sharon's Ladue Pool Boy or Sharon herself?
No, the Ladue Pool Boy showed up and introduced
right?
himself. South City Implant came by. A number of folks. Jan Danson, renamed awkwardly, his papers had a stroke, said that Jan Danson was here, and he was. Alter ego of Dan.
That's not the. That's. I was saying that as a joke
bit.
example.
You're doing a bit.
Yeah.
But a number of folks we did meet, including Sharon's Ladue Pool Boy.
Worson Woods Wacko wants to answer your question, Martin. Martin, yes, she does listen and is encouraging this courting of Sharon and Clayton.
Okay.
Mrs. Worson Woods Wacko hates me and wants me to A, die, or B, find a sugar mama. So that is a state of things for him.
Well, I like clarification.
Yep.
You think there are a lot of wives that are encouraging their husbands to find a sugar mama?
Clip that off. We do have a lot of female listeners. We want them to call in now.
Yeah.
Collier and Thompson phone lines. And Chairman Kurt will get you on, and we'll talk it over to see if this really is becoming a phenomenon where women want their husbands to find a sugar mama. This is a new kink.
To
And we
stay
don't
married,
kink
I
shame.
guess, but to have somebody else foot some of the bills, I guess that makes sense to
What
some.
about playing in Ottawa? Because he is your captain, one of the better younger players in the league. By NHL standards, not making a ton. They did make the playoffs. They bowed out quickly. But I wonder if their message to their fans is, well, we're just not as good as you thought we were, even though we were just in the playoffs.
I think both of my brothers are hot.
How about that?
So that's fair.
I completely understand why St. Louis wasn't on his list. Doesn't mean I have to like it. Just let me have my tantrum, Doug. I don't want to hear your logic right now. And with regard to Friday, I wasn't going to come by when it was just the B team. Once I heard Doug wasn't going, I was out.
Oh.
It's Sharon and Clayton. So she's mad at you,
Okay.
but she was mad that you weren't there on Friday.
Okay.
You're getting owned right now.
Charlie Marlowe,
And the B
Just
team,
got owned.
Papers and I can take that. But JR, Jeremy Rutherford, representing, and then Riz in the 10 o'clock hour. Get out of here with that B team talk. We had a lot of fun.
I got caught up on Friday's show. I heard Jackson's plan to have a fact-free Friday. Basically meaning that you guys can just spew what you think are facts and no one looks anything up to verify if it's accurate. It's a brilliant idea, but it's already being done from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Monday through Thursday on HD2. That's from Beer Cats.
Yeah, I declared Friday a fact-free
Is
Friday.
that right?
Yeah,
I like that.
Anything said is that's just there's finality to it. It's you say it, and then no one goes and looks it up and then corrects you. There is no show prep. It is a fact-free Friday.
But then we debated whether or not that was the actual model of the entire show.
But there's sometimes where we will
was
try
more
to verify the information.
So
I
Friday,
say
we didn't even bother.
be gone with that.
What sort of fake news were you spewing?
Just like Martin asked the top 5 Cardinals home runs for the Cardinals,
Oh, we had a little fallout
and
with papers.
yeah,
Like all time or this year?
all time.
Doug, who do you think is the Cardinals' all-time home run leader?
Musial.
Okay, correct.
Yeah, I said Pujols, to which Martin.
No, I didn't immediately mock it. I said, well, there was a guy who's kind of known, who's been around, might have won the number 6. You know,
Yeah.
we kind of workworkshopped it, and then we got there.
Well, I didn't need much
And then we
workshopping.
just-
Once you said it wasn't Albert, I only had one guess. It was Stan, but you read the totals, and Albert was like 6 behind Musial, and you were like, "Bah, how could it be Albert?" And then I said Ryan Ludwig was 4, and no one can verify that.
Ryan
He
Ludwig?
was
Yeah.
not.
Well,
He was not.
who
For the
says-
record,
says who?
Well, I had a list in front of me.
Fact-free Friday. It's the kind of good stuff you get.
There may be no state income tax, but home ownership and auto insurance is crazy high, along with local taxes. It's cheaper to live in St. Louis than Florida. It's from the 314.
Well,
Suck it,
that's
Doug.
True, but if you're making $6 or $8 million a year, that's not really a factor.
You don't think he's going paycheck to paycheck?
I don't think he is, no, and probably hasn't for many years, if ever. And he and his brother Matthew are extremely close. They do everything together. They grew up together playing hockey every day. I think that was probably the big factor.
It's funny. We just interviewed them Thursday. They were at Children's Hospital together with their gold medals, meeting with the kids. It was great. And I've fired a lot of awkward questions in my career, Meet the Press being one of them.
Yeah.
Was that a sorority girl?
That was
Asked her if
sorority
she was
call-in Friday. Now we move on to fact-free Friday.
with the show's evolved. But in that moment, they were talking about playing together, winning for the U.S., what it's been like. And in my head, I wanted to say, all right, Brady, Matthew's been through this. Coming to St. Louis, going to be a Blue. I said, now you kind of are the guy wearing it. Is it ever going to... And I just thought, we're sitting here with a bunch of sick kids. I just thought, this isn't the place to be that guy.
Yeah, probably not.
And now I kind of wish I would have asked just to see, because I'm sure they both knew. And Matthew, I talked to him last week about coming on the show. He said, can we wait till next week? It'll be better. And I thought, I wonder if he knew. Might be easier to talk next week.
Meat in this town soft. He won't go
Brady
up to him.
said, playing together, he said being in Italy together, he goes like back in the old days on the driveway. You can tell they would love the idea of being together. I'm stunned that it all worked out.
Well, Ottawa got a lot. They got a lot of draft picks coming, like 3 first-rounders, I think, right? And a second-rounder. That's a lot. But it would have been awful fun to have him here. He'd have been the cornerstone of the Blues organization.
Do you think there'll be an O.B. Clark's down at South Beach?
Ooh.
Open one up?
Dirty wings with fries to wash them down?
What's that hotel? The Clevelander? You put it right next to that?
Sure.
So the Kachucks feel right at home?
Yeah.
Well, good for him. Bad for us.
Yeah, they're not happy in the Air Comfort Service text inbox with the Kachuk family, Martin. I mean, not happy at all.
Jesus.
Well, they don't owe St. Louis anything at all.
How dare you?
They don't. They need to go to wherever makes them happy, where they can make the most money. That's what he's done.
What was our Fact-Free Friday discussion papers about St. Louis athletes? Was it about Brady? And we said who people pined for the most, and the answer was Max Scherzer, I believe. That people said we should have gotten like a true son, who people said we got to bring him here.
Who also wanted to come here.
Correct.
I would imagine, and maybe you would know this, Martin, that if there is a putt that John Mozeliak would like to have back, it would be that one. How do you feel about that?
I remember. Yeah, I don't know that I've ever
Doug Armstrong's been open about regretting the Petrangelo thing. I feel like Mozeliak would... I could be off on this.
Yeah, no, I would think that he would. It would make sense to say, sure, looking at it, I think at the time they felt they had the rotation filled out. My argument was you can probably bump somebody if you want. If you got
You would
Max,
think.
Max Scherzer.
First ballot Hall of Famer.
Where would we play him, Doug?
Yeah.
I always like that when there's somebody. Well, where would we play him?
You'd play him as
in
the
that
ace.
guy's spot or that guy's spot. Doesn't matter.
Anyone's spot. He's better than anyone they've had over the last 20 years.
And I think Derek Gould has written about it, that Scherzer's a little hurt about it. I think Max's dad listens to the show. Maybe text in that it was a point of contention.
Apparently, Dirty Chewbacca stopped by on Friday. It was fun meeting Jackson on Friday. His hair made me turned on. Did you meet Dirty Chewbacca? Is she beautiful?
I don't remember. It was...
Was he the guy with the dog that had a leash, but he wasn't holding the leash, and the dog and the guy were getting really close to the dais?
That guy was intense.
And then I jokingly said, do we got any security around here? 10 minutes later, a gentleman in a point T-shirt who appeared to be about 6'4", 250 linebacker came around the corner. He said, everything good over here? And I said, holy smokes.
Wow,
like
how
the
about
point,
that?
Like the Riz show has actual security.
enforcers?
They got muscle.
Street
Yes.
team guy. Real good guy, too.
Came around the corner like I was joking about security, and within minutes, there he was.
Riz has had a, and he before we were working here, he came on my podcast and told the story. Now, unfortunately, when he came by the podcast, Martin Kennedy Strode was handling
Needed an autograph.
the production. No, he was handling the production, left the studio for the duration of the interview, and failed to turn on his mic. So so you could hear Riz off of my mic, but in the conversation, Riz revealed that they used to be down at Union Station. That's where it was Emmis who owned them at the time, and he was walking in, and he gets in super early, and a gentleman had been hiding in the shrubs, waiting for him to pop out. So. Yeah, so I think that may be the reason.
Okay, well, good for them.
Yeah, that they have an enforcer, so to speak.
So if Dirty Chewbacca were there,
the city, they could touch me.
it's just then we go flashback. The segment the mayor Mo Drummond and I had at 1380, and we were making fun of Jim Nantz and the Sacred Sod, but we were on the landing, so we kind of turned that into the Sacred Sod. And it just led to some laughter. It was really fun. And after the segment, I said, "Hey, I never save it. We just email me that segment." He goes, anybody wasn't recording, just do it again next segment. Oh, okay. We'll just do it again next. So, Dirty Chewbacca may, in fact, have been there.
Yes.
Your in-laws were there.
I
Tim's
know that.
in-laws, Jackson's dad. We had a great family turnout.
Yep. My brother showed up.
And a huge turnout. Your brother was there. People brought it. They filled up a whole truck of food. It was great. And then they actually needed extra barrels to load up all
How about
the food.
that?
So the audience.
Tip of the cap to the audience.
All the Hubbard listeners of all the different shows. It was a good camaraderie day. I'd never met Riz other than the hallway and asking how the Bears are doing. Other than that, we'd never met. And he was great. We had a lot of fun.
A lot of fun.
Dirty Chewbacca says, I'm a lass.
Right. What I remember from Friday.
Does that wrap it up right there? That open and shut case?
It's not a gal.
What I remember from Friday was almost exclusively gentlemen. Outside of your mother-in-law.
Yeah, your mother-in-law may have been the only female.
I believe was the only female. So,
But Papers was looking pretty stylish.
Is that right?
He had sunglasses on.
Really?
Capri pants.
I was not wearing capri pants.
You wearing capri pants?
I was not wearing
YouTube
capri
chat
pants.
Did you, Rafa?
Holy smokes.
YouTube chat decided they were, and he said, that's it. And he's tucked in a little closer to me to get behind the table. He said, I'm not going to do this.
They lost their ankle privileges.
You were showing ankle?
A little bit, yeah.
Oh, wow.
But his hair was flowing. He had his Wayfarers on. It was like a Don Henley song. And he was getting ready to go down to AB for the day.
Yeah.
Jackson's dad only showed up because Jackson needed a ride down to his Budweiser Beer Garden Rush Party. That's from Steven time.
Not the case. Not the case. Although Rush Party does seem kind of, it did feel, I had some Rush Party vibes.
Oh, is that right?
Well, in the sense of like you have a booth and you're just waiting for people to come up and say what's up.
You just had a booth that you sat there?
Yeah, that's correct.
Were you giving out anything?
Sure.
Advice?
It takes. No, just.
Last year we were third in Greek Olympics. Our cumulative GPA is 3.2, and we haven't been kicked off campus in 6 months.
Yeah, that's good.
Sold.
Good numbers. No, it's just one-on-one T-shirts, one-on-one swag, Michelob Ultra gear, and then the raffle to win this really sweet speaker cooler combination. Ooh, it was nice. So yeah, it was a good time.
How long did you stay?
Stayed till 2. Then the game started, went to a different bar for the first half where some buddies were at, and then returned to the AB Beer Garden for the second half. So, well, it was at Duke's, which is 5 minutes away. So I went back and forth. But it was good. It was good. There was a great vibe there. People were fired up for the USMNT.
I tried to watch it, couldn't get it on the TV on the Airbnb I was staying at, or the U.S. Open. Just couldn't get it. Nope. You're not watching.
What
Tried to listen to the
stations
Cardinal
did you
game
have?
on the radio yesterday in the car. And I went, nope. KMOX.com. No, you are out of town. You're not allowed to listen to this. Sorry if I'm trying to consume your product.
You could get Fox
And
or
soccer
NBC.
was on Fox. The
No.
golf was NBC.
Yeah. So what stations did you have access to?
Oh, he had a huge setup, but 5 of us tried with all our might for an hour or so. None of us could come up with anything. Everything else would play except the World Cup and the U.S. Open. The only 2 things we could not get on that TV.
Technology has a death wish against you, doesn't it?
It really, truly does. Tried to watch the Cardinal game on my phone on the drive. Nope. Tried to listen to it on the radio. Nope. I'm sorry, I'm not going to pay you a monthly subscription to listen to 1 or 2 games a summer when I'm out of town. I
What kind of
won't.
fan are you?
Not a good enough one, I guess. You would think that in this day, with all the technology, you could just simply listen to a game on the radio if you weren't in St. Louis.
Boomer technology alert! Boomer technology alert! That's Doug's prison wallet. He just fired off an alert.
Well, I wish you guys were with me to handle the remote, because one of our guys was a colonel in the Air Force with a master's degree in computer science. He couldn't get it either.
Technology and stuff.
Why don't you let Kurt travel with you from now on just to be kind of your
I wish he
liaison?
would. I wish he would.
Guys, I was the 23-year-old lesbian with multiple piercings dropping off cans. Jackson's bigger than I imagined, and Doug's got girth. That's from the Linda sniffer.
I wasn't there.
There wasn't there.
Don't judge my girth.
Clip that off, and that's a tell that unfortunately that the Linda sniffer might not be a 23-year-old with lesbian with multiple piercings who was impressed by Jackson.
Story had some holes in it.
You can also text in representing that you're a female at 314-399-9646. You can also open up your YouTube app, type TMA STL. Doug, we are at 6,980 subscribers. This might be the week that you get that gold bullion.
I need it.
20 subscribers away from Doug getting bonused his gold bullion. They're in there hanging out right now, talking it over, and it's always delightful to see friends gather and watch the program and talk it over with each other in that Michelob Ultra YouTube chat. Jock Hoare is in there saying, poor Doug, life's just passing him by. Yeah. The Lima adjacent Wildcat says, come on, Doug, get it together. And B. Norris, which I believe is Bud Norris, had a great run with the Cardinals.
Oh, I think it would be.
It says Doug couldn't find Channel 2.
I was in the middle of Pennsylvania. It wasn't on Channel 2.
Well, there'd be a Fox network nearby. They're kind of all across the country these days.
Iggy's also in there, and he says you just need to pop into other studios, Martin, and introduce yourself. So that's his counsel for you.
Okay. That's so I can meet the staff?
Yeah.
Yep, meet the Mets.
While you're there, everybody ask them if they got any autographs. It's for charity. Jesus. And then Iggy met Ralph Macchio last week.
That did happen?
Oh, did you?
Apparently, we got a text about. You guys will have to dig in deep at about 11:01 on this, but I believe that did he text us on Friday or somebody knew about it? The two have met. That's all I know. I don't know the details. I'm sure you'll hear it at
Well,
length.
the Plowhawk had his child, he and Madison. Plowhawk, a longtime member of this program. And I believe, we were texting yesterday, I believe he is going to appear on After the Morning After today. A Plowhawk appearance, Doug.
Oh, no
How about
kidding.
that? Yeah.
That'd be great.
Young Arthur, congratulations to Darren and Madison on the birth of Arthur. And it will be a delight to talk it over with the Plowhawk if it all works out timing-wise. You got the 3-4-day-old baby. Might not necessarily work out, but we're hoping to have the Plowhawk on coming up on After the Morning After. I'd like to show Doug my soup can. That's from Injun Joe's Cave Ride Magic Man. So it looks like he still has something to donate.
What's he got in the soup can?
I don't know. He just wants to show it to you.
Okay. Well, I'll take a peek.
For someone who said you were about to start suspending people, you're taking an awful lot of shots. Doug, don't take that crap. That's from Tim's Offshore Bookie.
Well, I've got the suspension pin right here. I try my best to be a little bit lenient on a Monday, but as the time wears on, my level of jurisprudence runs out of patience.
And you are at that point now.
I'm close.
It is the Healthcare Evolution 7 o'clock hour here on TMA, and you are welcome to participate by calling and by texting and by talking it over in the Michelob Ultra YouTube chat at youtube.com/TMASTL. And, of course, you can email in for our Design Air Heating and Cooling email today, coming up on the polosplus.com dossier at 9:45. Email in the morning after at InsideSTL.com. If you have nagging injuries, pain that won't go away, a long wait to go see your doctor, if you said yes to any of these, Healthcare Evolution, the people you need to call. They offer free consultations over the phone. That's right, free. Healthcare Evolution will help you with almost any medical issue you have with a free phone call consultation. What do you have to lose? Healthcare-Evolution.com. Real answers and same-day pain relief are provided by Healthcare Evolution. I know this firsthand as they help me out with my shoulder issues, as well as numerous people, such as Jackie Papers, with his hair and the thick, lush head of hair he now has after going to see Healthcare Evolution. If you prefer in-person consultation, Healthcare Evolution can go a little further in depth with you. And for a limited time, they're providing 70% off your in-person consultation. This is a huge opportunity to help you get healthy. Free consultation over the phone or 70% off your in-person consultation. It's healthcare-evolution.com. That's healthcare-evolution.com. It's 728 in St. Louis. Time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. The program's called The Morning After. It's presented to you by Brown and Crouppen on 101 ESPN.
I was going to join Papers at that AB Beer Garden, but I had a good excused absence. I was at Village Bar having lunch on Friday, texting Papers, pictures, not only of the great meal, but also the barn out back. That beautiful spot is home to 1879 Distilling. They're making these award-winning spirits right there in the barn out back at Village Bar. And this summer, mix it up a little bit. Having friends over, having a little pool party, maybe for the 4th, grab some Red Barn vodka. All the different flavors, mix it up with some Havana dark rum. Just a little something different for your summer get-together. Village Bar, always the best spot for lunch, happy hour, hang with friends or family, cheeseburger, but also the home to 1879 Distilling, the general store, which is connected right there in front, the blue building, Great merchandise available for both the Village Bar and 1879. Buy some products there. Tasting room was open on Saturday. Such a great spot. They started this with the German heritage in mind in St. Louis, down on the riverfront, making these spirits. They brought it all back, and now winning awards. You start to ask for it by name around town. They've got it at restaurants, country clubs. It's 1879distilling.com. That's the website to check out. Stop by and see them and ask for it by name. The Red Barn vodka made in back right there at Village Bar.
Well, this puts it in perspective, doesn't it?
It kind of does.
It's TMA 101 ESPN. Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Martin Kilcoyne with you. Little Jackie Papers on the ones and the twos, and he is showing off that hair today.
Right.
Text into the program, call into the program, watch the program, youtube.com/TMASTL, and email into the program for our Design Air Heating and Cooling email today. Coming up on the Polos Plus dossier at 9:45, and we will have a lot here today because so much has occurred over the weekend in the world of sports. A lot of Brady Tkachuk trade conversation in our opening segment here in the Healthcare Evolution 7 o'clock hour. Doug, you chose the Cardinals as the lead. You were met with a great deal of anger in the Air Comfort Service text inbox. And despite that, we still wound up talking about Brady Tkachuk getting traded to Florida. The Cardinals and J.J. Weatherholt with 2 home runs get the win yesterday as they head back to St. Louis now for a home stand starting tonight with Nolan Arenado and the Diamondbacks.
Okay. Well, Arenado hadn't been quite as bad as a lot of people thought he might be.
June is bad. I did look it up, though. His June's been pretty bad.
Yeah.
He's got 1 double, 1 homer this month, hit like $150.
Certainly.
Big standing O tonight, Doug. What do you think?
I think he will.
Okay.
I think he probably deserves it. He had, 3 really good years here. Really good years. I would say yes. Don't you think he deserves that?
Oh, I think, yeah. He did enough good things.
I think so.
I wonder what I'm sure he'll talk, do a media scrum before the game. Wonder what he'll have to say. Probably just say all the right things. Don't you think, Doug?
He kind of always did. He didn't give you a lot, but he said all the right things.
What if he said, boy, if I thought they'd be better, I would have stuck around?
I don't think
Wouldn't
he'll
that
say
be
that.
fun?
Yeah, it would be. I don't think he'd say that. Yeah, not the weekend the Cardinals had in mind. But those bumps in the road are going to happen against a team you thought you might be able to take 2 or 3 from.
Bad pitching, good hitting. J.J. Weatherholt, as Derek Gould writes this morning, the Post-Dispatch, not only a favorite to win Rookie of the Year, now some talk about the possibility of being an all-star, Derek Gould writes.
Yeah, I haven't looked at all the other stats from the other second baseman, but Walker's going to go. I don't know. I thought maybe Riley O'Brien had a chance, but he's kind of been pretty shaky here the last couple of weeks. I don't know if he'd still get in there. I guess it's possible Weatherholt gets in. Yeah. I think it's possible, too, that Walker's the only all-star they have.
This was sent out by a gentleman by the name of Josh Jacobs yesterday, who handles Cardinal coverage at MLB.com. He said even before today's 2 home run performance, J.J. Weatherholt was on pace for a 6.5 F.WAR this season. That's the best by a rookie second baseman in the last century, 9th best by any rookie in the last century, and only behind rookie Mike Trout, Aaron Judge, and Albert Pujols since 2000. Wow. How about that?
That's pretty fancy company.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they got that draft pick right. And on top of that, he's an outstanding defensive second baseman, too. I think they knew he could hit. But he looks like a Gold Glove second baseman defensively, too.
It'd be a marketing travesty for baseball if Weatherholt isn't on the All-Star team.
Well,
that's from Steven time.
That might be a little drastic if it's a travesty. But it would be nice to see him on there.
Cardinal record for home runs by a rookie. Papers, this would be your guy.
Albert.
With 37. Do you remember how many Paul DeYoung hit?
20-something in
25.
2017, yeah.
Gosh, 25 in 2017. Lock him up, give him a new deal. But I didn't think I thought he had decent power. But my goodness, he could get to that 25.
Easiest bet in the world. The best fans in baseball won't miss this sappy opportunity for an ovation. Sharon and Clayton not on board, but believes it will take place.
You know what I noticed, though? The theme, not just around town, but specifically this show, we kind of always crap on ourselves, but then we're mad if Brady or somebody doesn't want to come here. But yet we've told everybody how just pathetic we are. Mm-hmm. But then when they don't want to come here, we're like, well, why wouldn't they want to come here? Maybe they've listened to the show.
Well, I don't know if Brady was.
You think that's why he didn't want to come here?
to go to Florida based on what he hears here.
Weatherholt's on pace for 26 homers.
Yeah, that would be better than you could have ever hoped for starting out.
Doug, you're probably curious what the numbers are for him to win the Rookie of the Year.
Sure.
What do you think it is?
Like a percentage?
What do you think the odds are?
Oh. Well, I'm bad at those.
Okay. Well, then I'll list it the whole.
Numbers.
He is a significant favorite. He is minus 155.
Minus 155.
To be the National League
and
Rookie
who would be
of the
in
Year.
second place?
Sal Stewart is plus 500. Bryce Eldridge plus 550. Those are your top three for Rookie of the Year.
Yeah. Well, I would think he would win it in that category. Stewart started out red hot. Cools off a little bit.
Jordan Walker's odds for MVP are 8th best. For the record, it doesn't look like anybody's going to compete with Shohei Ohtani, while Weatherholt is a favorite by a decent amount to be the Rookie of the Year. Ohtani is minus 2,500 to be the National League MVP.
You see, Kyle Schwarber's up to 29 home runs. He gets one every night.
Yeah, 3 on Saturday.
Yeah.
And our guy Joshua Baez is up to 25. Did you see what happened in Memphis?
Hit another one yesterday.
And then they clinched the first half title for the International League, and they were spraying champagne. I don't remember that. Not just minor league celebration, but the fact that it's the first half.
Yeah, that's how they do it now, in halves. And I think the winners of the two halves in play for the title.
So you got to, I guess, pop it when you can. But Baez now, 25 home runs.
25 home runs for Baez. Martin, any read on any chance that that's going to happen? Or are they pretty happy with the Nootbaar Church Walker combination?
I don't think they'd pull that trigger yet. No, I don't think so.
I think they'll pull it when they're forced to pull it. When somebody goes down,
Right.
hits an extended rut or something, or he just continues to hammer home run balls, 4 or 5 a week.
I don't know if he can't do any more than he's doing right now, but I get it. They don't want him up here sitting around. We realized the other night, Tim, that Velasquez probably shouldn't be in the outfield.
Has a little defensive deficiency?
Yeah, I think, what do they call it? Sometimes it would be like catcher's indifference. We had left field indifference the other night, but...
He didn't chase a ball or something?
Yeah, it was just, he kind of tried. It was kind of right there. It looked like any of us playing softball and took my eye off ball.
Yeah.
But it's fine if Velasquez is sitting on the bench playing every once in a while. We like his bat. But you don't want Baez just sitting on the bench. But at some point, gosh, it's hard to ignore.
No.
I don't think it's imminent.
Stuff happens over the course of a season, though. Guys get banged up. Correct. Sooner or later, somebody will. And they'll say, well, if we're serious about making a run this year, let's go ahead and pull the trigger on that. That'd be my guess about the way it plays out.
Doug, why do you hate the Cardinals? That's from Doug's fat friend.
I didn't realize that I did.
Doug's fat friend, call in the Callier and Thompson phone lines to elaborate, 314-974-0101. Or you can elaborate in the Michelob Ultra YouTube chat, where friends have gathered this morning, such as Bud Norris, STL Chris, Walrus King, Scorsy, and Tashara Jones Snowplow. They're all in there, and they're having a wonderful conversation.
Okay, that's nice.
Here is some post-game from yesterday's festivities as the Cardinals get the win. Ali Marmol on the Cardinal offense.
Felt good about our offense. Guys did a really nice job, came out, and after an off day and really put it on them, took some solid at-bats, threw up the 5 spot and then another 4, and just relentless 1 through 9. I love what we were able to do there, a lot of hard contact. Did damage in the zone, so perfect by the offense today. I mean, I'm glad to get out of here, I'll tell you that. A lot of runs given up, so excited to get back home, but overall, still doing some things really well.
Royals moved the fence in. They are getting the offense they wanted.
Yeah. Cardinals went through 8 pitchers yesterday. Mm-hmm. That might be a season high. You guys worried about the bullpen at this point?
Now with Palante taking the mound tonight.
Maybe they won't need him.
Their stopper.
Yeah.
CGSHO, that's what you're saying?
Well, I mean, if he keeps up what he did last time.
Yeah, he's really been good.
There aren't enough options, even yesterday. People are like, get Riley, we'll get him out of there. I'm like, okay, fine. You want Justin Brule to come in? Sure.
Probably have to pull up a starter before Tuesday, right? Whoever's up Tuesday for Memphis.
Don't they have 6 of them already?
No, they sent Dobbins down when they brought up Blaze Jordan, right?
No, Was it when Radjic came in?
Yeah, but they sent Dobbins down. No?
Yes.
Right.
But I think
Bring him up.
I think that was no, that was when Roycroft got shot into the sun, not an official baseball term. That's when they brought up Max Radjic, who debuted Thursday.
Trade Nootbaar for a middle reliever. I realize it'll be a very average arm, and then bring up Baez. That's from Beer Cats, Doug. You love trade proposals? There you go.
Okay, I think that kind of thing is probably on the table.
Martin, do you think that would be a likely scenario?
I think anything with Baez, and I could be wrong here, just wait a couple more weeks. Just give it.
That's quicker than I would have anticipated.
Well, I'd say just give it time, because I do think Doug's point about something happens, somebody gets injured, or somebody goes on a really prolonged slump, and you feel your hand is forced even more so at the major league level. It would be exciting as hell, though, if you can say, hey, we got Weathered over here as a rookie of the year candidate, and now let's bring in Bile. All of a sudden you're saying, even if they lose, you say, I don't care, we're looking to the future. That's exciting.
Yeah. And put those guys with Walker and Crooks and Jordan, and the future looks really bright.
But it's kind of alarming how many guys are kind of knocking on the door, but none of them can pitch. It's all position players, catchers largely.
Well, Quinn Matthews, that's untested.
They seem to be, he's not quite ready either, but that would be exciting if he could get into the mix or back to where he was.
Quinn Matthews started yesterday, for the record, and went 4 innings and allowed 1 hit and 1 earned run, walked 3, struck out 4. Quinn Matthews with a 4.01 ERA down at Memphis. They are not happy. Just don't press push. Are we just going to ignore that Turkey versus USA on Thursday is a dead rubber? That's from Just Don't Press Push.
What is it? A dead what?
Dead rubber?
What's that mean?
Jackson?
I don't know. It might have something to do with the U.S. has already won the group. So maybe.
So it doesn't matter what happens?
The expression itself we were trying to decipher.
It is the name given to a match that has no impact on the overall outcome of a series, tournament, or group stage. A dead rubber. The game, by the way, will start at 9 o'clock St. Louis time, a tribute to the first round of the NHL playoffs.
Yeah, I don't care for that.
It's good because it's a dead rubber. Yeah. It has people discussing if they should play pool sick or not, because you don't want to get them further injured, but you also don't want them to be completely out of form when you hit the knockout stage.
Oh, I'd rest him. You think he's going to forget how to play soccer because he didn't
it's not
play
about
a couple
forget,
games?
No, not that, but fitness-wise, you got to make sure.
No, you can run him a lot without having people crash into him.
All right, Coach.
You got to arrest him. You got to arrest him if the game doesn't matter.
I would agree. Maybe bring him in the 70th minute or something. Let him run around a little.
Maybe if he's up for it. Yeah. But on a dead rubber, we don't lose anybody.
Mm-hmm. Turkey is out. The United States is in. Literally, the game will not matter as the U.S. has clinched Group D.
Wouldn't you be bummed if you paid
mathematically eliminated?
If you paid top dollar for a ticket to go see this game, you're excited, and then you realize it's a dead rubber, and they're not going to play everybody.
Dead rubber. Part of the risk of buying a group stage game late into the proceedings like that. But yes, I would agree.
But maybe you also go just the festivity of it all, and the fact that it's almost a celebration of the group stage.
Yeah,
it's not the same intensity.
No,
but I bet people that are really into it are going to be happy as hell just to be there.
That
seeing
game
that team.
is in L.A.
SoFi. Oh, Kerber, get some tickets.
Don Imus going to the game?
There's a little Enos and Imus. There's a small gray area there where they cross over. There's no secret plan for the U.S. on Thursday.
No. Yeah, they're already being very straightforward. There's going to be a rotation of players on Thursday.
Smithers will probably be there.
Oh, I'm sure he'll be up in the C-suites just peacocking around.
Glad handing.
Yeah. Yeah, that hurts.
Yeah, 7 p.m. start in L.A.
That is not determined, by the way, when the United States will play again after the... Doug, you're calling it a dead rubber?
Dead rubber, yeah.
Against Turkey, but the United States will play, we know, next week between the 28th and July 3rd in the round of 32 bracket. That depends on the final group standings. The exact date, opponent, and venue will be locked in when the group stage wraps up. I read directly from AI. Now, with that said...
I thought it was July 1st at Bay Area Stadium. Is that incorrect? Maybe I read AI wrong.
I don't know. Just typed it in. When is the next game and where? But maybe it is. By the way, maybe there's a chance that they'll play Cape Verde, who finished in a 2-2 draw last night with Uruguay and could advance to the knockout round. How about that, Doug?
Yeah.
I was going to ask Papers for a March Madness comp. George Mason feels too big to be. Who's Cape Verde?
Capo Verde.
Whatever.
Soccer
Okay. AV Beer Garden Soccer D-bag. Okay.
Well, it's not. If this was Friday, I would have let you continue. But this is
Because that was fact-free Friday.
Well, you let
Correct.
Tim say turkey. You didn't say turkey. Yay.
That's true. It is Turkey.
Yeah. But what's a comp from a great, like, they have to be really, like,
Yeah, I mean, it's like
when
St.
Villanova
Peter's.
made their run, they went St. Peter's.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Is it St.
Peter's.
Peter?
St. Peter, yeah.
St. Petier?
Yeah, St. Peter's-esque. Kind of the team of the tournament. Easy to root for.
Absolutely. And
Population there, 530,000.
Yeah.
That's probably less than St. Louis County.
Well, for sure less than St. Louis
Yeah.
County.
Yeah.
Yeah, unbelievable.
And the goalie, Vazinha,
Had that a couple
40-year-old
times.
goalie.
Yeah, first time in World Cup history that you had two goalies over 40 years old.
Yeah. There was 10 years ago or so, Costa Rica went on a really awesome run. It's fun when you have a team like that, like a really small country.
Hello, Cinderella.
Yeah, it's fun to root for, even if you know that eventually it's going to turn into a pumpkin. Chalk almost exclusively wins out in the World Cup.
The United States plays at 7 p.m. local time on July 1st. It's from Griff Point 2.
Will that be on Fox too?
Okay.
Yes, I believe that's at that Levi's Stadium that you can't call it Levi's Stadium.
And that's another dead rubber.
I got by the AI, the Twitter folks. Somebody tweeted out, and it said Gillette Stadium, Foxborough, the Patriots' home, was told by FIFA, can't be called Gillette Stadium, of course. So they did a giant, foam over it, like a shaving cream foam over the signage. I go, no, that's perfect. And then it did the Twitter correction and said, context, this never happened.
Oh, you got...
I got. But I love the idea. They should have done it that way. I'm sorry, Gillette Stadium.
None of their players are from Cape Verde. They are all Dutch. They are very good. That's from Steven Time. He does not think it's a Cinderella story.
I didn't like his attitude.
So what, is he going to go to the appliance discount or suspension?
Well, he could. And I also don't like the idea that you don't have to have players from your country to represent the country. That doesn't seem right.
You're still mad that Pochettino is the coach.
Yeah, I'm not happy about it.
Builder's grade Bob Costas has been working in the St. Louis media for decades and doesn't know how many people live in St. Louis County. Get it together, Vaughn! That's from Arbor Day, who called you Builder's grade Bob Costas.
I'd take that as a compliment. I
You're
do know how
in
many
the
people live
same
in St.
sentence
Louis.
as Bob Costas.
St. Louis County has, close to 1 million? I think.
We will go home and look at our encyclopedias tonight
It's a
and come back
fact-free Monday.
You're welcome to get involved by texting
Builder's
in,
grade.
calling in, or opening up your YouTube app, typing TMA STL, subscribe if you could. Subscribe to it because Doug gets he gets gold bullion.
I do, which is
We
nice.
get to 7,000 subscribers on the TMA STL YouTube channel. Doug, my guess is you were not happy with what was going on yesterday at the U.S. Open, but then there's a part of me that doesn't know if you know what happened at the U.S. Open because you were driving from Milroy, Pennsylvania.
I couldn't watch it.
And flying, and then even if you were there, you apparently could not get that or Fox.
Got to the Pittsburgh airport and got sat down just as Clark was making the last putt.
We have audio. It wasn't just Wyndham Clark who was on the receiving end of this is less than a year after the Ryder Cup in New York, now out in the Hamptons, as they're still going after the players, including an American who was in line to win his second U.S. Open. We'll have that for you coming up. Chris Kerber will be on the Polos Plus dossier, as is the case. The 101 ESPN interview with Chris Kerber. Get his perspective on Brady Tkachuk going to the Panthers and why St. Louis was not on his list, if he has any opinion on that. That's coming up at 8:15 here on 101 ESPN and the TMA STL YouTube channel. The program is called The Morning After. It's presented to you by Brown and Crouppen from the Stiefel Studios on 101 ESPN and the TMA STL YouTube channel.
This is Jackson with the Sports Center update brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. Cardinals Diamondbacks tonight, 6:45 p.m. first pitch. Andre Pallante on the mound for the Redbirds. That was another Sports Center update brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. You'll be saying, I love my windows. Rich Gould, ladies and gentlemen.
This is it.
Yeah.
What do you mean, Rich Gould? It's not him singing.
No, but he made the song.
So he got in the AI lab.
Rich Gould got in the AI lab and sent this over
So
to me.
Tim on
about that?
on Thursday night, Rich Gould said, "Hey pal, can you give me your producer's contact and Adam Wainwright's email?" And I thought, what is the combination here? He's got something he's hawking or pitching. So what did he say in his submission, Jackson?
He said he's been messing around with AI and wanted to send me a song.
Okay.
Here's the song.
Oh.
We were wagering that it was going to be a Cardinals song.
Yeah. No, just Rich Gould messing around.
And the singer is totally AI generated. It's no one in
It's certainly not
But
Rich
why
Gould.
would he do that? Because he's a singer.
I know. That's why I thought it was going to be a song featuring. I thought that the AI would just do the instrumental and then Rich would sing over
I would rather
it.
he
Too
talk.
bad we can't hear it.
Oh,
HB cards in the YouTube chat, Jackson.
That's how it
Fortunate.
works.
Them's the breaks.
I would rather hear Rich speak during the, yeah, what are you wearing over there? Like it just maybe the occasional insertion of his voice.
I would agree.
HB cards is back. I thought we could hear the AI songs.
Probably, but best to. Because
It's just a lot of rules.
Well, sometimes that if you use a real singer's voice, and I don't know if that could be a real singer, then you could run into issues. Like, well, I know Chairman uses stuff that's altered enough so you can't use a real voice. So those songs I play. This one I don't know, so best to err on the side of caution.
I doubt AI music is licensed. Lol. That's STL Chris.
I don't think it's
say
that
lol.
funny. Yeah, I'm not laughing out loud at all.
Don't say lol.
LAMAO to that. I'd say raise it up from LOL.
Yeah. Well,
Got you.
I used AI yesterday to fix up some really old family photographs, like some 100 years. It's just amazing what they do. Colorize it and everything.
Is that right?
Yeah, just really amazing. That's the end of the story.
I'm kind of
on the subject of AI.
amazed that you can do it. I mean, you can't get Fox on TV, and yet you can do AI pictures. That's
The
impressive.
guy didn't have cable there, and he didn't have DirecTV, and there wasn't a local. The closest local affiliate was Altoona.
You don't travel
He
with
didn't have-
rabbit ears?
No,
Just in case?
I don't. Didn't have. Couldn't get any of that. Well,
Boo! I ask for forgiveness and not permission. I like a radio network that has balls. Play the music on YouTube and get some balls. That's some Dirty Dan, the garbage man who's not happy with Jackson.
Okay, that's it.
I'm sure it will win you some points in the YouTube chat, but I prefer to stay employed.
Dirty Dan, you just got yourself
He's gone.
suspended. Yeah, and it won't feel good coming from, what did he call me? Builder's grade Bob Costas. 2 days time, my friend. 2 days time suspension. I don't imagine it feels very good. It's not supposed to.
What if papers got called into corporate and they say, we've got legal on the phone here. Are you playing? And Jackson, you've been told not to do this. Can you explain? I've got corporate. Are they there? Yeah, they're still there. Okay, go ahead and tell them your rationale. And you say, well, Dirty Dan, the garbage man, was mad at me, so I thought I'd just start playing it.
Win some points with my constituents.
People understand, I'm sure, that when we play regular music on a radio station, you can't just play somebody's music. There's a payment that goes to
Licensing.
A license,
Yeah,
right.
the stations pay a license, and it gets trickled down to the performer and the people that produce that music. But
license-
but YouTube doesn't
Right.
require that. And
That
so
license
then you get sued by people for playing their music on a radio station if no licensing fee
That
was
license extends to the over-the-air live broadcast. It does not extend to the podcast, nor does it extend to YouTube.
What about builder's grade Clint Black? Does it apply to that?
Oh, that's a good question. It's
We don't
just,
know.
it's just an
That's
I
the
don't know
grade.
situation, so err on the side of the caution.
Nobody cares about the music. That's from Buzz Killington, 69 1.6.
What a heartbreaking text. Nobody cares about the music.
Awfully arrogant for you to think the FCC actually monitors this show. That's from the 314.
That's something to explore.
Well, they may not, but the music industry.
Jackson, you can use that as a response. Anytime.
Yeah, I mean, we could dive deeper.
But
into
why
this.
don't you have balls?
Right.
What happened to him?
A question I ask in my mirror every morning.
Doug, do you give Wyndham Clark credit for having balls, as the New York crowd actively booed him when he would hit good shots and actively cheered when he would have bad shots?
And why were they booing him?
Are you not?
I'm not privy to it.
Okay.
I
Not
missed
up on the lore?
Missed the whole darn thing.
So a wide variety of events have occurred in the last couple of years, one of which took place at the U.S. Open last year, where he destroyed his locker after missing the cut and was banned from Oakmont. And if the U.S. Open returns and he is in the field, he will have to be let back in by Oakmont because he has been banned after destroying his locker. He threw a club at an event that nearly hit a fan, and then issued an apology for that. But I will say this, I didn't know that there was that much disdain for Wyndham Clark. I didn't even know how many people were aware of what took place at Oakmont. You kind of got to be like a bit of a golf nerd to be aware of some of this stuff and not just a casual fan. So I think my master's thesis is the following. I think what happens is things happen on social media, and then it carries over to real life when one doesn't realize that perhaps the real life experience versus the social media experience are two different things. And so people were being removed from Shinnecock yesterday for screaming at Wyndham Clark. But it wasn't just Wyndham Clark. Doug, here is Rory McIlroy, who didn't enjoy his time at the Ryder Cup at Bethpage in New York last September, experiencing the magic of Shinnecock and the Hamptons.
All right.
Get in the bunker! Bunker! Get in the bunker! I hope you live there today.
And then as Rory walked away down the fairway, he turned and then made a gesture with his hands, extending them out to communicate to the gentleman, "You, sir, are a fat ass."
Oh, good for him.
You support Roderick McRib on
Yes,
this?
I do.
Wubba yuba gomba duba.
Is that the cat doing Fat Albert? Mm-hmm. There's Mike Levy.
That's right. We have multiple contributors that do a Fat Albert impression. It was embarrassing. And I think it's a crowd mentality. Like, a few people start doing it. Like, what are you doing? Well, did you hear what happened at Oakmont, man? He trashed a locker. Oh, really? Okay, let's just yell again. Like, it just kind of fed on itself.
Yeah.
It was embarrassing. I mean, it's a major championship. I thought everything he said seemed to handle it pretty well.
I agree. I think also paired up with Scotty, people hoping to see
Wanting
a
him to
historic
win.
comeback on his 30th birthday. You know,
But there were people pulling against Wyndham Clark before Sunday.
For sure.
For the record.
For sure. He has become a villain of but he's just like kind of a guy. And he certainly had a real temper issue over the past few years. But if you watch some of the coverage, like, he's out there with his sports psychologist during warm-ups. He's talked at length about how he's really tried to work on that and his embarrassment level for especially that thing at Oakmont. He's and people were acting like he was hurting people. Like, yeah, he destroyed an inanimate object, and it's wrong and disrespectful to the game, but it's not. People have done a lot worse.
Oh my God!
in the
I was
sport of
thinking
golf.
he murder his family or abuse animals. I'm like, this guy, and the people are just treating him like the town villain.
Mr. Licks not happy with you, Martin. Get off your sanctimonious high horse, Martin. That's from Mr. Licks.
His opinion, it just doesn't ring. It rings hollow when he hasn't said anything about Liv. I'm going to be honest.
You know, I have to tell you, he's really upset about this topic because he just brought up Liv. These golfers on the PGA are the softest, whiniest bitches. You never saw this on Liv. I guess Jackson's on the PGA's payroll too. Cool. That's from Mr. Licks.
What about when Jon Rahm hit a shot and a drone flew over him at Liv and he screamed, "What the F? Every time I swing, that stupid drone goes over my head."
And I would say Clark, not the softest because he handled it well. He had a 6-shot lead Saturday, and he's getting asked in the postgame about his issues in the past. I think he did his best.
He was hitting long
to not
par
squawk
putts.
And cry about it.
Yeah,
I just think it was embarrassing.
Those long par putts, that's a lot of pressure on every single one. You go into Sunday with that big a lead at a course that can mess you up like that. That takes some stones.
What did he do to destroy the locker? Did you take a golf club to it or something? It wouldn't be easy to destroy a locker.
Yeah, there's pictures of it.
Yeah, it looked like a possible kicking situation.
Yeah, I agree with that. It does look like a kicking situation. Guess you watched. That's from Mr. Licks.
Meaning you watched Liv is what he said.
I saw that clip on the internet, much like most fans who've consumed Liv exclusively on Twitter for 18 seconds and then have moved on.
It was also alarming Saturday. There was nobody on the course. Like, people just left early. Is that because they didn't like Clark, or they just beat
No,
the
I
traffic?
read about that. It's because of the train schedule back to New York City. The last train out of that area on Long Island left like at 7:30 at night.
Well, could they not have had a later train to accommodate a major golf championship that's been on the books for years?
Probably could have, but they didn't. So everyone wanted to get back into the city, in time.
Sounds like something we would do.
Didn't want to miss that last train.
Wyndham also gave an interview last week using the term grape to drink some wine. He does not play well to the General Pop. That's from the Tower T4 caddy.
Don't say General Pop.
What about grape when you're talking about wine? What if Paper said, I'm going to enjoy some grape this weekend?
I don't care.
I always like saying having a little vino.
Do you?
Yeah. A little cheese and vino.
This is just New York fans. It's nothing new.
Well, it is on the heels of the Ryder Cup.
Yeah.
There's kind of a theme going.
Well, with the
there.
Rory thing, I kind of get it, but Wyndham's an American, winning the U.S. Open,
If anything, you'd think you'd be indifferent.
He's not, to me, just seems kind of like a normal guy. Certainly had, like I said, a temper issue a few years ago, but who hasn't been frustrated on the golf course before?
Ever destroyed a locker?
No, I'm not much of a destroyer.
Throw a club, maybe.
Yeah, not much of a vandalizer.
Usually by the time you get into the clubhouse and the locker room, you've had time to cool down just a little bit.
Right.
Here is Wyndham Clark on the heckling yesterday in the final round of the U.S. Open.
Man, they definitely didn't want me to win. It's pretty rare in an Open championship or a major to have fans kind of boo against your shots or cheer for bad shots. Yeah, that was tough. But I also sometimes being the underdog is nice. I was in 23, and I kind of did the same thing. And anytime someone said something negative to me, I replaced it with something positive. And, and some of it's self-deserved. I kind of brought it on myself. But I also get it, too. Scotty was going for the career Grand Slam, and that hasn't happened very often. So, it was tough, but I'm proud of myself that I battled through. Things really could have gotten away from me, and I stood tough. And, I would have liked to win by more, but as long as you win, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it probably doesn't help that your lead is slipping away and everybody's heckling you at the same time. Yeah. That's not normal golf decorum.
That's what Brandel Chambly said. Here's what his observation was on the Golf Channel following the U.S. Open. This was on Live From, and they were at Shinnecock.
The fan treatment of Wyndham Clark.
I think it's the worst I've ever seen a player treated. And when you consider it was an American player on American soil, yes, I've seen foreign players. I've seen Colin Montgomery get jeered over here in a Ryder Cup and in major championships. I've seen Brian Harman get jeered at the Open Championship to him foreign soil. I've seen that, but I've never seen an American player on American soil get so jeered. I get it, and I think
was it different than Brooks at Bethpage Black here on Long Island? He had a big lead.
I think when Brooks was stumbling a little bit, yeah, there was some of it, but I don't remember it being present from the first tee on with every single shot he hit. There were times when he was standing over a shot in the bunker on 4. He was standing over the shot. You know, I heard people yelling, you know, hit it in the bunker, you know, missed the green, cheering for every little miscue that he had today. I've actually never seen anything like that.
Or crickets when he hit a good shot or made
a good shot. You know, he made that putt at 6, and there was relatively little cheering. When he missed the putt at, you know, what was it? When he missed the putt at 17, there were cheers all the way. To be able to put that out of your head, you know, you're trying to win a U.S. Open, you're trying to control your nerves, and to try to put that out of your head, I've never seen anybody have to deal with that element in a major championship to the extent that I saw Wyndham have to deal with it today.
There you go, Brandel Chambly.
Pretty disgraceful behavior by the fans. That stuff is accepted in just about any other sport, but golf and tennis, it's not.
It's just weird. Root for someone's shot to go in the bunker.
It's a New York thing.
You think so?
Yes, obnoxious New Yorkers. I think that's what it is. And then it builds on itself, and the next guy's got to be funnier than the guy who just yelled something else. And then it becomes kind of a mob mentality.
So these are Hamptons residents.
No, probably not Hamptons residents. These are the guys who need to get on that train and get back. Most of them.
Get back before
Jersey City.
And then take the Staten Island ferry.
Yeah, Jersey City.
Yeah. Yeah, I doubt it.
Jackson, is this your family's least favorite weekend when the others come to Shinnecock and Hamptons?
When they flock. Traffic up and down the road. Yeah, it sucks. And stay clear, I say.
Do we expect anything different from Long Island D-bags? That's from your mom's lesbian lover.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
The barstoolification of golf happened during COVID. That's from Ed Time. He's from the brothers' time. There's Steve and there's Ed. That was Ed. He calls it the barstoolification of golf.
That is a common thing on social media that people put up hashtag shrink, because the thing for a long time was grow the game, and now people are saying shrink the game. I think it's when the game has grown in its interest, both in terms of people playing and people watching on television, this is kind of the cost of doing business. Is that you're sometimes going to get some prickly members of the gallery.
Why do we always have to put up with that? Why are we just okay with people with such obnoxious behavior? It shouldn't be okay. They should be taken out. Sorry, you're gone.
Yeah, there were a number
of people removed.
Yeah, they're throwing people out.
But where's the middle? Because golf is too stuffy, and I get when people hate golf, and it's all very quiet patrons, and then you go to this extreme. I mean, think of a Masters round, and now compare it.
Right.
Is there do we have a middle ground somewhere?
Yeah, I think 99% is the middle ground. It's just that the 1%'s the loudest.
Back-to-back texts expressing extremely different views. Crystal City Clamhammer says, hey, Ed Time, long walk, short pier. And then right above the Crystal City Clamhammer's text sent at 8:15 as well is the 210 texter who says Ed Time with the text of the year. So, Doug, one text said long walk, short pier. The other one said he just sent in the text of the year.
Okay.
So some people
His text for the record was the barstoolification of golf happened during COVID. I had not heard that thesis before. No. Jackson, had you heard that?
Well, I've heard the shrink the game stuff. And I think the COVID golf, under COVID, obviously you saw a huge golf boom because you could be outdoors with your friends and not have to be socially distanced, this, that, and the other. Create a huge boom in golf, which is a great thing, both for play and interest and professional. But what comes with that is some maybe unsavory characters. But I think it's a baby bathwater situation. You're happy for the boom, you'll deal with the kind of more casual
approach. Don't throw out the baby with the bathwater.
Right.
Did anybody ever do that, you think? Don't throw out the baby with the bathwater.
I don't know.
If you can imagine it, it's probably happened.
But I think Clark handled it as well as you could. He never once, he didn't come off, from what I heard, and I didn't hear everything he said all weekend. I never heard him have like a big pity, but he kind of owned it and said,
Sure.
I get it. And
yeah. I mean, his focus was on, capturing his second U.S. Open, not what,
Now, privately, I'd be like,
some guy from Long Island City is yelling at you when he's, got to get.
I hope it doesn't follow him around other tournaments now where it becomes a thing that let's scream at Wyndham Clark all the time.
I think it will, likely.
I find it intriguing that about 5 years ago, all the rage was screaming at Bryson DeChambeau, and then about 2 years later, he became the social media god. So they can turn on you, and then they'll turn back in your favor. Just acknowledge. Just acknowledge them, and then you can get them back. And that's what Bryson did. Now he might quit the game to be a YouTube golfer.
Yeah, he's missing cuts.
You are welcome to participate in the program by texting in 314-399-9646. Air Comfort Service text inbox. You can talk it over in the Michelob Ultra YouTube channel. That's the TMA STL YouTube channel. And subscribe to that YouTube channel. Many people wanted us to lead with Brady Tkachuk going to the Florida Panthers. We will get Chris Kerber's perspective on that next year on the Polos Plus dossier. This is TMA 101 ESPN. After 101 ESPN, as is the case every Monday in the 8 o'clock hour, we are joined by Chris Kerber on the Collier and Thompson phone lines. Morning, Kerbs.
Morning, Tim.
I'm telling you this, we have a lot of people fired up about Brady Tkachuk going to the Florida Panthers. There's that element of it. Then there's also the element of how come the St. Louis Blues weren't one of the four teams on his list. First question, did this development yesterday surprise you? And second, what would you say to fans of the Blues who are disappointed this morning?
Said I didn't see it coming so quick. Ottawa didn't surprise me at all. I think that this has been coming, for a while. So, and I think it's actually great that Ottawa did a great job of making sure that whether it's Brady, his agent, the Ottawa Senators, Panthers, whomever, they all kept it pretty much on the down low. And so it's a lot of history. Dylan Larkin, the most recent one, on a trade request on his way out, and how that's gone with Detroit. So that sense, I wasn't surprised. From a Blue standpoint, man, thinking about this, and I'm going off the same reporting that you guys are going off of. Pierre LeBrun on The Athletic with really some great inside detail on this acquisition and stuff. You do. I think you have to ask yourself, why wasn't the St. Louis Blues on that list? Well, when you look at the four teams. Now, Pierre really got to the bottom line and said, look, the bottom line was he thinks that this was, I want to go play in Florida with my brother right from the start. So in that sense, I think it's pretty obvious kind of the scenario there. But if you just play it out a little bit further, it's not hard to understand Las Vegas, Carolina's, on a winning run that looks like they could be winning for a while with what they're doing under Rod Brindamore. But then you look at Minnesota, and you have to wonder, okay, if Minnesota was legit on that list, Quinn Hughes has gone to Minnesota. Yeah, you don't see much of a huge – I don't see a hockey market difference in Minnesota and St. Louis to me, other than the difference is there's familiarity with, Bill Guerin, the USA Hockey GM aspect of things there. So I think it really becomes something somewhat fascinating to dig into a little bit further, but there's a lot of other factors from cap aspect and things like that that'll eventually play a role in how these players are starting to choose what teams they want to go to.
What do you think Ottawa's motivation is? They didn't get any players in return, a lot of picks, of course, but they were a playoff team a year ago. Is that are they kind of just starting over? It just seems a little surprising for a team that's not a traditional playoff type team to just kind of cut bait.
Yeah, well, the snag was, and I think, Martin, like I said, when I say that I think that this was coming, you look at what the reaction was to Brady, kind of up in Canada and even in Ottawa, around the Four Nations. And then, of course, there's the political aspect of this world that was going on, and, with Donald Trump and the 51st state. And so, then you had the national anthem being booed up there and things like that. And that stuff, was hitting Brady, I believe. And, you just look at the scenario, and the reality of it is they were not. He made it very clear that he wasn't going to re-sign there, just kind of the same way that Matthew did as well. And so whether it be wait a year with only 1 year left, move it through 2, I think Ottawa said, look, if this is going to happen, let's just go ahead and make sure that this happens now, and we'll, kind of get there and get it started. And, I don't know that, honestly, for the quality of player, I don't know that the haul is all that fantastic. The 9th overall pick is good, and I don't know that the 25th is, but I think that they just felt like it's time to cut bait now rather than deal with what I think could be a really – once word gets out that this was going to happen, it was going to be a massive distraction all season long that was going to do Ottawa no good.
Where would you rate Brady among the best players in the league? Is he top 10, top 15 or so?
Yeah, I think you would, especially and if you go positionally, Doug, which I think is important to do in hockey, I think you'd put him in a top 10 winger, aspect of it. So, yeah, I'd rank him up there.
And as far as Florida now, man, they were, 1 year out of the playoffs. They're right back where they were in terms of serious cup contenders.
Yeah, look, they've got a top 9 that could be, one of the deepest and best top 9 you've seen kind of in this salary cap era. Something that's really hard to do. And, they're going to be good for a while. Look, there's a couple of philosophies that you can kick around, at sitting at the bar with your buddies on this one. And one is, what is the real value of a draft pick at this point? Like does a for the Florida Panthers, picking a player that may not impact the roster for the next 2 to 3 years just to step into the NHL and then grow from there with where they're at and what they're looking at and how they're handling things. What's more valuable? Well, a 27-year-old forward that can get you 40 goals is far more valuable than that, and it's going to keep you going for a lot longer there. And then you look at the salary cap era and the salary cap situation. Coming out of COVID, that flat cap really gave, I think, a false sense of kind of what things could really be like. And now with this cap jumping up, and I think there's going to be teams that are saying, no, we don't need to be right up against the cap right now. That when you see, teams that have a bunch of cap space, 2, teams that are not going to be butted up against the cap. I mean, just a couple years ago, I think you had all but 4 teams within $1 million of the cap. That's not going to happen now. So now with cap space and all that other stuff, I mean, becomes a fascinating offseason where you could see some star players move, how teams decide to re-sign guys, and then kind of the trade value aspect of it, because you're kind of getting to that point now where I think teams are realizing, man, if we can go get a player, that's within certain age ranges and has certain term, versus developing a player from within, like you can speed some processes up, and this is what we've talked a lot about where. I think some of that Vegas philosophy is starting to reach other teams.
Do you think there might be a star player out there that could be moved that the Blues would have interest in?
I'd like to think they have interest in all of them. Not shortchanging that answer, Doug, but the short answer is yes. I mean, obviously, if I got to think that if Brady had put St. Louis on his list and they had talked there, they would have looked to have found a way. But the other reality is I think the Blues are going to be really careful about where they're at. And I don't see them going, too far outside the ditches just to make a move. If one's there that makes sense, which is just, I think, one of the worst cliches in sports, but I guess it's true, then you look at it. I think they like where they're at. I think they think that they can get a good player even at the 11th overall pick with the way this draft is lining up. And I think they're going to continue on this development path a little bit more than just go make a big splash. And to me, that's one of the biggest challenges that they'll face is they sped things up with those 2 offer sheets 2 years ago. How much more do they want to speed things up now?
If you had to wager, and I think Frank would hold you accountable for a milkshake, I believe is the currency percentage, you think that the Blues will trade up?
27%.
27. There it is, Doug. Over under, Doug. 27.
I like a dialed-in number like that.
Not our Petro. 27%.
Yeah. But listen, like I told you guys last week, I don't know that I mean, while it would be exciting and all that, and I do believe that there is a craving and a yearning that the Blues, could really use that stud player, but I just look and I don't know if the teams are going to be willing to move out of the top 5, for example. But when I put that percentage like that on moving up, could I see them packaging something to move up to say 7, 8, or 9 if a player that they really valued in that top 5 for whatever reason falls out? That's why I don't think you can't give it 0, but I also don't think you can sit there and say it's as high as 40 or 50%. So I like that. I like kind of the high 20s.
Nice.
27.5, I believe he said.
27. I like that.
27, yeah.
27. Yep. Okay. All right.
Good luck with that math.
File that, Jackson, if you would write that down.
Put it in predictionary.
File that away.
June 26th.
So it sounds like your gut is kind of they're going to stand pat in terms of the development, in terms of the plan. Does that affect, is that more likely then to trade some of the veteran pieces?
Yeah, well, now, see, I still think that plays into that mix. Like, depending on who that piece is, I've said this now, this is not inside information at all, and I have not had a sit down with Doug or Alex or any of them to kind of even be able to read tea leaves here, but I don't see where you have another centerman in your organization, and the way that Robert Thomas and that line finished, I think you have something that you've got to. So I look at whatever trade rumors were out there before. You've got. I personally, I really believe that from the defensive standpoint of things, if you're going to bring young defensemen along, you've got to have a couple of veteran defensemen, at least one. So to me, unless there's something that really, really piques their interest with say, revisiting moving Colton Parayko or something like that. To me, I think you're better off with them. But that's for them to put that into the long-term picture. And to me, where you might have depth is on the wing. So if you have a winger that is worth moving to open up a spot, but even take a guy like Justin Carbonell, guys, and I'm excited for him to get here. We've talked about this, but it looked like pace-wise things. He battled a little bit, keeping up with the pace at the playoff level in the American Hockey League. There's going to be growing pains there. He may have to spend some time down in the American Hockey League. So, what does Stenberg look like when he gets up here? Does he play here full time? What level? I expect them to offer sheet, or not offer sheet, but put a qualifying offer for Berggren and then get him at some point re-signed. So they've got some room on wing. So I still believe that with the draft picks, with both young players and veteran players that they have, and the direction, that there are ways and possibilities to make moves that can improve this team. So I don't expect it to be boring. I just don't know if you're going to see a kind of trade like we just saw.
You think there's any urgency in the organization to get better in a hurry? Because they missed the playoffs, 3 of the last 4 years? That can't be a good thing for the organization as a whole. You think they're feeling some urgency to get better in a hurry?
I think they're feeling urgency to keep the process rolling. I think if you go back and you're talking now. It was 2023, so. The 2023 deadline that you made those moves, right? So 23, 24, 24, 25, 20, you're talking essentially 3 years into what we really thought, and Doug Armstrong kind of expressed at the time, like a 3 to 5 year window. And they made the playoffs in one of those. So, I think there's urgency, Doug, but I don't know that it's urgency enough where it says, hey, we're going to go out and make a move, acquire, say, 2 or 3 veteran players that are going to put us kind of right in the mix, at the moment. I think that there's time for growth. I think the way that you look at the West, finishing even after that. Look, I really do believe this. Get off to a good start, and you've got a chance at making the playoffs. I mean, that's the bottom line. The starts have killed them, and special teams have killed them. So, fix those 2 things, and if you have the players to do that, I guess that's the question. You might be looking at a totally different scenario here rather than having to, chase your tail on fire in the final half of the season. So, yes, I do believe there's urgency, but I don't believe it's at the point where it's a make-or-break massive decision kind of season.
Chris Kerber with us here on Mondays on TMA, giving us his perspective on both the Brady Tkachuk development and also the state of the Blues as the draft approaches here on the 26th. Chris Kerber on TMA every Monday in the 8 o'clock hour. Kerbs, we appreciate the time. Thank you so much.
All right, fellas, have an awesome day.
You too. That's Chris Kerber with us here on 101 ESPN. Coming up on the Polos Plus dossier, we have the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the day at 9:45. Send yours in the morning after at InsideSTL.com. Martin, you know anything about Design Air?
Oh, I do, Tim. In fact, they were out at the house last Thursday. A little maintenance check, a little tune-up just in time. It hasn't gotten extremely hot yet. You know that's coming this summer. And I admitted on the show that I didn't ask I didn't get the name of the technician. Doug.
No.
And it was a strapping fella, did a great job. And
Could it have been War Scoots?
I don't know. But
The Dashing Steve?
He was in great shape, Doug. I know that's all you care about.
Yeah.
And apparently the furnace, the HVAC, the AC, it's all in good shape as well. They give you a little couple of tips here and there, which is great. And if you sign up for a service program, they will make sure that your HVAC is working year-round. We highly recommend that at designairservice.com. We also recommend them anytime you have an issue, if you need to replace the AC, just a repair, or something's just not quite right. Sometimes it's when you're just ticking up the temperature and you can't get it where you want it. Something's probably a little bit off. Make sure you go with the pros at Design Air. Longest-running sponsor on TMA, also a family-owned business. Been around for more than a century now. Seth Goldcamp's team is just that. It's a great team. All the employees. I've dealt probably with about 6 or 8 different employees now, and every single one of them professional. You can tell they enjoy working there. It's an awesome group of people. For all those heating and cooling needs year-round, it's designairservice.com.
Email in the morning after at InsideSTL.com. That comes your way on the PolosPlus.com dossier at 9:45. The program's called TMA, presented by Brown & Crouppen from the Stiefel Studios on 101 ESPN.
Plumbing and electric, they are there for you as things heat up this summer. Make sure that air conditioner is running extremely well. Now, getting them out there to just do a maintenance check on it, it's less than $100. And you know what? It's going to save you potentially massive amounts of money in terms of catastrophic repairs if something breaks down. The reality of it is with this thing is running, your house is comfortable. You can change the air filter. That is the number one thing that you can do on your own to make sure that it's running the right way. But look, if you don't know how or when to go ahead and get this thing repaired or to maybe get a new one, log on to their website, classicaircare.com. 4 simple questions. They walk you through it, and that can help you with clarifying certain questions you may have. Customer service is that important. That's why they've got that 4.8 Google rating. Check out the reviews at the top of their website. It's Classic Air Care, heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric. ClassicAirCare.com. They've been making people comfortable since 1926.
It's TMA 101 ESPN. Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Martin Kilcoyne, Little Jackie Papers, Chairman Kurt standing by, filtering your phone calls and emails here on the Morning After 101 ESPN. Cardinals and Diamondbacks tonight, Doug. The return of Nolan Arenado to downtown St. Louis.
Well,
how do you do?
I'm fine, thanks. It'll be fun. I think he deserves the standing O. I think he'll get it.
When is the last time a former Cardinal had a stay here that would be somewhat significant, and I realize that is a subjective term, did not receive a standing ovation? I'm asking this in a form of what I would call crowdsourcing.
Yeah, that was a crowdsource.
Yeah, a bad crowdsource, too.
I can't remember one. Like Wilson Contreras came back earlier this year, standing O. Guaranteed. Yeah. You think Lane Thomas still gets a standing O?
Probably not.
When the Nationals come to town?
No.
He's with the Royals.
Well, that's what, fact-free Friday.
But they show video of his time here in St. Louis before the Lester trade.
Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jay Happ is pitching tonight
Right, that's
for the
thing.
other.
Like, what's the cutoff there?
Was it Aaron Miles who came back and said he was expecting a big ovation?
And I think,
Got
Martin,
nothing?
it was an interview with you. I could be wrong. You were not on the presentation at the time. I think he came back in 2009 with the Rockies, and I could have sworn it was you doing the interview. And he said, I cannot wait for tonight and this ovation. And I was at the game, and I mean, there was just nothing. It wasn't. There weren't boos.
He stepped out and doffed his cap. I loosely remember this story that he was excited about, but I don't remember if I did the interview. Could have been the Dizzle. Could have been Goldberg. I just don't know. Charlie.
It'll be worse now because with the pitch clock, you have to like kind of apply to have something like that happen. And so if you did that and cleared out like a minute and a half and no one stood up and clapped, it'd be really awkward.
He did play a lot of games here.
Yeah, he did.
And he came back in 2010. I forgot that. He had 2 turns. But I think Arenado largely had a good run here. It didn't end well. Obviously, he had dropped off. He was doing pretty well earlier this year, but his June has been really bad. So I think he'll say all the right things. I think he was also happy to leave and get a fresh start somewhere else. But, yes, he's a great player in his prime, was one of the best to ever do it at third.
Yeah.
All night games this week, too. No Busmans.
Doug, no Busmans.
No. Arenado's at 8 home runs, 31 RBIs, hitting .239.
The June numbers are really...
Guys, what about Dexter Fowler? That's from the 314.
And did he come back?
I was about to say, I don't know if he came back.
Felt like he was about done after this.
I don't think he went to the broadcast booth quickly after.
He was on the Angels, kind of?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah, he was on the Angels, kind of.
I don't really remember.
I don't think they came to town. Well, although in 19 they would have came when
he only played 7 games with the Angels.
He was on the Cardinals in 19.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, that's right, because he was there in Atlanta.
Chairman Kurt is asking his own questions in the Michelob Ultra YouTube chat. Tino Martinez, Jason Hayward, Ronnie Belliard is John Score's guest.
Belliard should absolutely.
Did Tino Martinez come back here?
I was going to say, I bet he
Chairman
didn't.
Kurt, do you remember that?
I don't think so.
You don't know? He did it?
And you said
this is a
significant
fact-free
careers.
Monday, Tim.
This is fact-free Monday?
This is
carrying over
homework-free
from
Monday.
Friday?
Yeah, it's got legs.
He would have. So Tino, after leaving here,
Rays,
for
right?
the Rays.
And he was acquired for Evan Rust. And they traded Martinez for Evan Rust and picked up almost all of his contract. And he wasn't getting along with the skipper.
Tino really liked being a Yankee.
Yes.
He made it very clear in St. Louis he really liked being a Yankee. It's weird. He's on those Car Shield commercials. I'm like, I guess those are national.
Yeah.
Because I think in St. Louis, people are not clamoring for a Tino appearance.
I did an interview with him during his first year in St. Louis, 2002. And we were getting him mic'd up, so we're just BSing before the interview starts. And I said, well, what have you found to be your favorite restaurant? And he goes, here? Like in St. Louis? And I go, yeah. He goes, I don't know. It's just kind of like, you're going to ask me.
Dismissive.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. I think I could ask for a top 25 in Manhattan and gotten it. But when asking about St. Louis, it was like I was presenting, nothing but chain options. For Tino. So, yes, I think you're correct. He didn't necessarily love his time here.
And I think if you give that vibe at all, the skipper, that's one thing. He just, respect the game, respect the town, respect the jersey, the franchise. And I'm not saying he was disrespectful, but I think that did not sit well at all with Tony.
Tony Fossis was shunned when he made his return. It's something this city should be ashamed of. That's from Mitch. You're getting owned right now, Kumstein.
I don't know. Lefty reliever, right?
Yeah.
Tino then went from those Yankee years when they were really something and winning championships, and he was very much a part of it, center of the baseball world pretty much, to a Cardinal team that wasn't very good at the time. So
the Cardinals?
When he was here,
Tino?
Yeah.
They were what, a couple wins away from the World Series in 2002.
2002 he came in, yeah.
And he was coming off a team that lost to the defending world champions. But he was the god in New York. He hit that home run off of B.K. Kim, famously, in the World Series, and they loved him there. And then he came here, and he was the Cardinal. Here's my parallel, Doug. You like analogies? I don't know if you do.
Yeah.
Mark McGwire, Tino Martinez, Alex Pietrangelo, Torrey Krug. Think about it. It was an overreaction to a development that they were not necessarily on board with, or the fans were not on board with. Take your pick. And in the case of McGwire, he had the famous fax retirement. And
to Rich Eisen.
That's correct. Mm-hmm. And then the Cardinals, I think, overreacted to his star power from the World Series. I also think that happened with Dexter Fowler.
I think Fowler, Martinez is a great comp where they left a place where they had won and they had teammates that they loved, sign a big deal, go somewhere else. But the argument to it's not St. Louis's fault. Then don't come here. If the Cubs offer you that kind of money, then stay there. If the Yankees offer that kind, then stay there. But I think very similar that they just weren't happy here.
No.
And I think Arenado was happy at first, and then eventually was disappointed, kind of the direction of the franchise, and became a little more outspoken about how they needed more veteran players, et cetera. And then we get to the point where last year was so awkward because they were trying hard to trade him, and he doesn't get traded. Made for kind of a weird year.
We forget Tina Martinez wasn't traded. He signed here as a free agent. Doug, that's from Scissor Me Timbers.
Minus the S and the T, and lest we forget.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He chose to come here.
He signed as a free agent. The Cardinals traded away Martinez for, was it a side armor, Evan Rust?
You're saying when they finally unloaded him.
Yeah. I think we're all aware that he was a free agent, and that's what I was saying. Torrey Krug was not a trade either. Dexter Fowler was not a trade. So anyway, neither here nor there. We are aware of that. But I think that was an overreaction to both Martinez's World Series heroics and the shocking facts.
I think I have another one. Jack Clark, semicolon, Bob Horner.
Nice!
How about that one?
That's a nice play.
Huh?
Yeah,
one
1988.
leaves,
Yeah.
you go, oh, crap, now what?
Yeah, yeah. Fowler signing was a reaction to Hayward's signing that backfired in the worst way, like getting back at your cheating ex with her ugly friend. That's from Sharon and Clayton.
Oh, with her ugly friend, no doubt. Would that hurt even more?
Dudes be trying to push up on my wife. She bad. It's just the game, right?
Yeah.
That's what they do.
Yeah, we have to have him on the program. Ty Wigington was a great signing. Why are we forgetting about that one? That's from Carlos Spicy Wiener.
Yeah, I've been a few. Nobody bats 1,000.
Arenado was the reason we went in that direction. That's from Doug's fat friend.
Well, he put together...
The team dropped. It was interesting because he was disappointed in the franchise, but they were kind of disappointed in him, numbers-wise. So then it was the perfect intersection of, hey, this team's worse than I thought. Well, you're worse than we thought.
Want to move on?
Why are we better? Why aren't you better?
He had 3 outstanding seasons here. Twice he hit 30 home runs or more, drove in more than 100.
Third in MVP voting in 22.
Yeah. And then he was dropped off in 24 and 25 both.
To exponential factor.
Yeah.
He was not even
3 all-star seasons. He's going to the Hall of Fame type seasons, and 2 poor seasons.
Yeah. I'm tired of Marcus Freeman's painted hairline. That's from Eric in the Central West End. Doug, were we talking about the Notre Dame head coach?
We're talking about Ice-T.
Well, but if you're tired of hairlines, that's one to be tired of, I guess.
Guys, how about this one? Ozzie Smith, Royce Clayton. But Ozzie was still playing.
They were kind of both here.
Right.
It was famously an issue.
Yeah. What about Larry Bigby? That's from Stepdad Gary.
Yeah.
Did producer Joe hang out with Larry
Yes.
Bigby? Nice.
And I believe on the air with Martin, the cat, and myself, we probably did what we do with you, living vicariously through our young producers. Said, what are you doing this weekend, producer Joe? And he said, oh, me and Biggs are hanging out.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Gosh.
I love producer Joe.
Me and Biggs.
Well, we all have our guys, and I don't want to bury the lead papers. Did you see who got the win for the Miami Marlins on Sunday?
Oh, the King.
And you know who will be in town this weekend? Speaking of returns.
Royalty?
John King and the Marlins in town this weekend.
This is Jackson's guy. It couldn't be more obscure, but it is Jackson's guy.
There is a.
Look at his ERA.
I was talking about this with my brother yesterday.
There's a whip.
There is the film Little Big League, where the kid Billy Haywood becomes the manager of the Minnesota Twins, and his buddy is always complaining a lot for a guy who's getting free tickets to Twins games all the time. But he's always saying, "Why didn't you start Wegman? You should always start Wegman against the Tigers." I am now starting up the Wegman Award for random pitchers that I like because I saw a couple of good outings out of them randomly when watching the Cardinals throughout the season. John King is the inaugural Wegman Award winner.
Wow, Wegman.
Always start
John
Wegman.
King.
You always start Wegman.
ERA this year 2.14.
Guys,
Hello.
He's
got
more
4 wins.
They pick him up as like a lefty specialist. No. He's got all the stuff.
When did he sign? Because we were there.
He had a rough 25 for the
I know,
Redbirds.
but we were steps away from the barbecue that the Marlins hold every
I know.
day.
Well, I thought so. Justin Brule has taken this number 47, and when we were at spring training, I swore I thought John King was walking towards us because it was 47, but it was Justin Brule. So I'm glad I didn't say
a cold
anything.
sweat.
Yeah.
I wish Tino was here to see a discount Swedish furniture store dominate local headlines for about a year. That would have changed his mind about this being Petticoat Junction. That's from Al in Dadeville. Doug, was that the IKEA?
I guess it was, yeah. Dominated the headlines simply that it was in business.
It was an odd thing on local television news, the way that it was being covered. And I was thinking to myself, wow,
Were they buying ads? I mean, I don't know.
I don't think so. It didn't have to.
I don't know. I'm just curious.
I don't think they had to.
Okay.
You can email in the morning after at InsideSTL.com. Design, air, heating, and cooling email the day is coming up here at 9:45 on the Polos Plus dossier. Check out the Polos Plus website at polosplus.com, and you can get your TMA merch right there. You've heard us talk about them now for months, and by now you've heard us say they are the place to go for small and mid-sized businesses that need quality branded apparel. Locally owned, run by Corey Lawson with Andrew Hubbard handling sales and marketing, and they give you premium brands to put your company or your school, or take your pick, logo on. Carhartt, Travis Mathew, Nike, Under Armour, polos, quarter zips, jackets, hats, you name it. No minimums, no nonsense, and the stand behind everything that they make. It's polosplus.com. They are also part of the TMA ecosystem now, working with longtime TMA sponsors like Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling, and Seth Goldcamp, James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency, and Mark Hanna of Evergreen Wealth Strategies. It's polosplus.com. So next time somebody at your office, your kid's team, your neighborhood, whatever, needs branded gear, send them to Polos Plus. That's polosplus.com. Support a local business that supports TMA. 8:55 in St. Louis. Time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. We are in the Fisher Window and Door Store 8 o'clock hour on TMA 101 ESPN.
AutoLoanPro.com, the website to go to for your next vehicle. All cars right there on the site. Pick one out, and then just know, no matter what your situation, you're going to get the best rate possible, little to no money down. That's the guarantee you get with our friends at Auto Loan Pro. They are part of the Lita family. They put this site together to sell you a car, but also to help you fix your credit And they can do that by giving you some advice with the free playbook that's also on the website. So check out the free playbook. Learn how to get your credit back on track and get into the new vehicle. They get the best financing possible because Auto Loan Pro works with over 50 different lenders. Best financing possible, little to no money down. Great selection of cars online. Financing a car, the only thing to know is to choose a pro. Choose Auto Loan Pro because anyone can sell you a car. It does take a pro to do it right. Making that large purchase can get a little complicated if there's been a hiccup. Auto Loan Pro gets you back on track. So check out the vehicles online. Download the free playbook. All of it at one site, autoloanpro.com.
This is Jackson with a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The U.S. men's national team has won Group D at the FIFA World Cup 2026. It's the third time in U.S. men's team history that they have clinched first place in the group. Happened last time in 1930 and 2010 with the Paraguay win over Turkey. That was our Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
Mighty Mighty Boss Tones. I wonder why. Why do you think, Doug?
Why what?
96, 7?
Oh, I don't know the years, Tim.
97.
But why? The question's why.
Why what?
Knock on Wood, the song name, or no?
No, this is the impression I get.
Right, but why is Jackson playing it? What's the theme?
Oh, somebody's birthday.
From the Boss Tones?
The Mighty Mighty Boss Tones.
Oh, for God's sakes.
Martin is pissed.
You don't like Dickie Barrett?
Now, if you said somebody famous from Boston, like it's Matt Damon's, okay, now you got me. But from the band, the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones?
Why do you hate ska music?
I don't. I enjoy ska.
And this tune's like 40 years old?
No, 30. 29 years old. You know what Dickie Barrett did after Mighty Mighty Boss Tones?
No
He
idea.
became the TV announcer of Jimmy Kimmel for like 20 years.
Is that right?
Yeah, that was post Mighty Mighty Boss Tones life. Probably made more than doing that than they ever did with the ska band. But it's his birthday today, so there you go.
It's never been tested.
So now I'm looking at him. I'm going to recuse myself because I'm just looking up the band. The band was around since 83? No. Yes.
The program's called The Morning After. We're celebrating the birthday of Dickie Barrett today.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a content-free Monday. Fact-free Friday gave way to content-free.
We have to guess how old he is now?
Hey, if you want.
Jackson, I'm going to guess he is 57.
Okay.
Hines, 57.
I'll say 58.
Ah!
I had to recuse me. I was just more. I got on the Wikipedia page for the band, and now I know the answer.
Today's his 62nd birthday.
Wow, how about that?
Okay.
You should have a guy who would just dance around. They had a huge band, but then there was this one guy who would dance around. A lot of brass, that's correct. Mark Hanna, Evergreen Wealth Strategies, sponsor of our 9 o'clock hour here on TMA, which will include the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today. Send yours in the morning after at InsideSTL.com. Hello, TMA. Went to the Cardinals-Royals game Friday night, and on Saturday, I noticed J.J. Weatherholt out enjoying the off day, and to his left was Blaze Jordan. I fanned out, and they graciously took a picture with my son and me. I was happy to see J.J. got a 2-home-run game on Sunday. Just wanted to share. Thank you for your time. That's from Jackie. And Doug, that's a wholesome family picture with J.J. Weatherholt and Blaze Jordan and Jackie and her son. How about that?
Okay.
If you get called up like a Blaze Jordan, I mean, in the old days, all the veterans are there, probably really intimidating, like first day of school vibes. Now you get called up like, oh, yeah, I played with him in Springfield. Oh, that was my roommate in Memphis. I mean, they all know each other.
Yeah, I would think.
Doug, he made a surprise appearance at the pageant when Goldfinger and Unwritten Law played. That's from the 314.
I think that's a Dickie Barrett callback.
Okay.
It's his birthday today, Doug.
Yeah, 62.
Traction.
Okay.
Hey, guys, I'm taking a shot here, but didn't the Cardinals replace the retiring Bob Forsch with Bryn Smith, a huge free agent signing at the time that failed miserably in the late 80s, maybe 88 or 89-ish? Sorry to crowdsource, but I figured Tim would know since he knows everything.
Oh.
Doug, that's from the Hoosier Trojan Horse. Bryn Smith was a member of the St. Louis Cardinals. I'm going to make a play on 1990. 1990. And he was with the Expos?
Yeah, it was a good picture with the Expos.
And he had a beard?
He did, yeah.
And you liked the Expos uniforms?
I didn't mind him.
Yeah.
He was on the Cardinals
Unique.
1990 to 92 season.
A
He
magical
wasn't bad.
era.
You got his numbers right there. He wasn't bad, was he?
Oh, he's fine.
Yeah.
Bryn is a name that kind of looks like a spelling error.
B-R-Y-N?
Yeah.
Like they were going for Brian, but blew it on the birth certificate?
So, yeah, someone messed up.
I went to the doctor, and he said I was positive for strep. I exclaimed, just like Tim. He said, yep, pretty cool, huh? I wish I could have gotten it directly from you, Tim, but this will do. I'm so pumped.
Quit it.
That's from Tim's high school buddy.
Just quit it.
Bob Forsch's last season was in 88. So it could have been
a delayed reaction.
Yeah, delayed, not an immediate comp.
Only Cardinal to throw 2 no-hitters.
That's right.
And the last one to throw it at home.
Yeah.
Nice L.A. 4th of July commercial at Kroenke's Palace. Loved hearing that in St. Louis. Not! That's from Berg the Blob. I don't know what Berg the Blob's talking about. What do we? Is there a commercial for Stan Kroenke?
Probably for the soccer.
Got it. Jackson, why did you play that?
We played on this station? I don't know. I don't know anything.
Do you
about
cycle
that.
on and cycle off?
Yeah, I don't control the commercials really at any time, least of all on the weekends. But again, not at all, really, in reality.
The World Cup reach is pretty big, so there could be spots running.
I'm sure there is. I'm sure that person will be fine.
Oh, you're kind of
very dismissive. That was like Tino being asked his favorite St. Louis restaurant. You're like, it's fine.
Well, my heart's been ripped out just like every other St. Louis by the Rams leaving, but a commercial for the World Cup 10 years later doesn't bring me to my knees.
But Dickie Barrett's birthday does?
Just an opportunity to play some ska up in here.
Doug, will the United States' eventual win of the World Cup that will be compared to the Miracle on Ice that will take place here in a month, will that bring our country together?
No.
Okay. All right,
It'll bring them together to watch the game, and then as soon as the game is over, we'll go back and be apart.
Tim Howard, former United States goalie, has this opinion on the United States' chances to win the whole damn thing.
Can we? Yes. Has this group proven it, that they can beat a top team? No. I'll tell you this, Tim, and I mean this. If they play the way they're playing, they can absolutely compete against any team in this World Cup. For sure. Yeah. Can you do it? I've said this over and over. Can you do it 4 times in a row? Can you do it in a round of 16, a quarter, a semi, and a final? That is where it gets really hard. But momentum gets going. You never know. Is it likely? No, it's not likely.
The U.S. cannot unequivocally win the World Cup. The U.S. will have to play the greatest game they've ever played 3 times in a row. Sorry, 4 games in a row. Round of 16, quarterfinals, semifinals, finals. It is literally impossible for the U.S. to win the World Cup. That's going to come across crazy. People are going to say I'm whatever. That's just the reality. But we're super excited for this ride we're on.
Well, I feel great now.
No, the reality is not that it's impossible to win.
So you want to fight Tim Howard?
I don't want to fight him, but it's not impossible for them to win. Why would he say that? If they can just get hot, we can win this baby.
Nice. So you should put $100 down in the United States to win, because when they win, not only will you be celebrating with Americans across the land, perhaps like Hands Across America. Was that 86 when it was Hands Across America? From coast to coast.
Gosh,
Hands Across America. The United States, you will get $3,300 in return.
Okay. That might be worth a bet.
Sure. We're rapidly approaching the 100th anniversary of the World Cup, started in 1930. Only 8 countries have won the World Cup in
Name them.
existence.
Doug, name them.
Oh, that's a good.
Gosh.
You can get, I bet you can
Brazil.
get.
Yes.
Argentina.
Yes.
France.
Parlez-vous français?
Germany.
Yes.
Yes.
England.
Yes.
How many is that?
That's 5. You're at 5.
5. Is Spain ever won it?
Yes.
Once.
6.
Yes.
This team won 2006.
Well, don't give me the years.
They're not in this World
Zinedine
Cup.
Zidane.
Italy?
Yes.
Italy's won.
Missing.
You will not get. I don't think you're going to get the last
Well,
one.
give me initials.
Uruguay.
Uganda won the whole
Uruguay.
thing. Okay.
That's
That
Uruguay.
was Uruguay. I'm shocked that I actually knew that.
There's your 8. There it is.
Okay.
And add a 9th in July of 2026 for a celebration of Hands Across America 40 years later, as the United States shocks the world by winning the World Cup. Oh my, a miracle on ice on turf.
Now, we are fact-free, but there was a scenario I read where if they were to advance and play on July 4th, it's possible there was a scenario they could play England on July 4th.
I thought it was July 3rd was the possibility of that. Taylor Twellman discusses the United States chances. Doug, friend of the program.
Okay.
Here's Taylor Twellman.
Before a game was even played, and I said quarterfinals or bust, the United States win the group. They've got more than likely a Bosnia waiting in the knockout stage. And then it turns into the likelihood of playing a New Zealand or Cheshire. Scott, I still think the tournament plays out to chalk. So I firmly believe that the United States will win the group. And then to get to that quarterfinal, well, then you play a top 8 team. You're right. From Portland, Maine to Tucson, Arizona, everybody is going to be engaged. And sometimes that can be the 5% difference between losing a game 2-1 and winning a game 3-2. This team may just find the right flow at the right moment.
Because the fans are engaged? Is that his point?
Can put them over the top.
Yeah, and momentum. They got momentum. They played the 2 games. They played very solid.
Yeah.
No Pulisic on Friday either.
Yeah.
I can't imagine you're going to see him on the pitch on Thursday. Doug, Thursday at 9. St. Louis.
It was weird. No. So they were debating whether he was going to play or not, and then they officially ruled him out, and the U.S. odds got better for them to win. Which I think might be a thing where he was going to be hobbled, and they thought they were going to be worse off for it.
Did you find a bet?
I didn't.
Okay, it's fine.
I had confidence that the U.S. was going to win, but the odds weren't good enough in my estimation.
Yeah.
Doug, when the U.S. wins the World Cup, Russell Crowe will play the head coach in the movie. Great moments are born from great opportunities. Mitch, do you believe in Cumsteins?
I don't think this would be an upset on that same level. I mean, it'd be a huge upset for the U.S. to win it all.
So you're already the wet blanket on the Miracle on Turf.
No, but it's a different set of circumstances. I mean, the Russians were beating NHL All-Star teams. They had beat the U.S. Olympic team in an exhibition game, just stomped on them. They were clearly the best team in the world. I don't think it's quite the David and Goliath scenario here, but yes, it would be nonetheless a monumental upset if the U.S. wins.
All right, so here's what I've been able to decipher, because this is information not available anywhere, Doug.
All right.
Wednesday, July 1st, match 81 is the U.S. versus, and that's the one where Taylor Twellman, most likely Bosnia.
Okay.
That's match 81. U.S. versus Bosnia. That's going to be played in San Francisco. Don't call it Levi Stadium. Bay Area Stadium. Match 81, well, the winner of that, so if the U.S. were to advance, would play Monday, July 6th in Seattle. So if they win on the 1st, they'd play Monday, July 6th.
Do you have any idea who the likely opponent would be? You heard Taylor theorizing.
There was the Czechia.
New Zealand or Czechia.
Okay, that's the winner of match 82, Tim, which would include the Group G winners.
Doug, who was in Group G? You were watching Group G.
Oh, and then I have versus
G.
Group A's, either E, H, or I, third play. I'm sorry, I'm out. So they would play the first in San Francisco, likely against Bosnia. And if they advance, it would be, I'm going to stop it there, Monday the 6th in Seattle.
It would probably either be Korea, South Korea, or New Zealand.
Group G is Egypt, Iran, Belgium, New Zealand.
Or it could be the United States and Iran.
Could be, yeah.
All right, soccer guy's going to come for all of us.
It actually could be Iran or Belgium. I would actually say is more likely than New Zealand because they
didn't they had a draw, right?
Yeah, they had a draw. That audio was like right after the game on Friday, so a lot has happened since, including the U.S. winning the group outright. At that time, Taylor told them the Paraguay needed to beat Turkey, which they did.
Okay. And Papers' comp of Cabo Verde, as St. Peter's making a March Madness. I like that a lot.
Yeah, I think that's a
little engine that could.
Sure.
Shaheen Holloway.
Doug, have you lost your mind? For the U.S. to win the World Cup, it would be way bigger than the Miracle on Ice. The U.S. would be beating the best teams in the world in order to win. Think about the players on the other teams and think about the players in the U.S. There's no way they should even be in the conversation about winning the World Cup. That's from the 314.
Well, like I said, it'd be a monumental upset if they do. But I just don't, if you're looking for things to compare to the Miracle on Ice hockey, I don't think you're ever going to find it.
With the Cold War and all of that, the backdrop.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to be able to top that with anything.
Well, it's exciting, Doug. It's exciting.
It is. It is.
Country's into it. It's great. I'm kind of tired of every time there's a World Cup, we have to do this litmus test. Hey, is the U.S., is this the chance? It would be nice to see them make a deep run here so we can kind of put that conversation on hold or to bed.
So, Doug, it's bigger than a Miracle on Ice?
I don't think it is. There's only...
Okay, boomer. That's some Dirty Dan the Garbage Man. Didn't you get him earlier in the Appliances County?
I believe I did. Oh, that just got his charges troubled.
We've got some breaking news. We've got some breaking news. Pete Thamel, Martin.
Oh, is this Mizzou related?
Nope, but it could affect our world. Michigan coach Dusty May is finalizing a deal to take the Dallas Mavericks head coaching job. Sources tell me, Shams, and Adam Schefter, May led Michigan to the national title in April. The allure of coaching Cooper Flagg as a linchpin piece helped draw him to Dallas. How about that, Jackie Papers?
Wow. Did not see that coming.
Wow.
How about that, Jackie Papers?
Wow. Well, domino effect begins now. Wow.
So you're saying Michigan then needs a coach?
Well, certainly.
So this show is reporting that Michigan will need a head coach. I'd like Pete Thamel to...
Drinkwitz will get an extension, no doubt.
Well, he sent out a tweet earlier today, a bat signal thing. So I thought that was the Pete Thamel news.
Nope.
That's a major...
Literally 1 minute ago, that was tweeted by Pete Thamel.
Did not see that. I don't know if anyone saw that coming.
So who do you think goes to Michigan now, Papers?
Yeah, I mean, that's, I don't know. We're kind of late in the proceedings here for someone. A lot of guys are starting practices up. They've already done so much recruiting, transfer stuff. I don't know what the...
they better not take our Billiken whistleblower.
Well, the thing is, you're taking over a team that just won a national title. Certainly has all the resources and money you'd ever want to play with. So that would entice someone who's already done the legwork for a different program to make the move over there. I just don't know who it would be. And this is all happening so fast. I was just worried about Group G here a second ago. And here,
but how would you like to be?
I got to replace the Michigan Wolverines coach.
How would you like to be an AD, whether you're Chris May or anybody else who just went through a cycle where you made sure your guy stayed, and then you get your, in late June, you're like, oh, God, here we go again.
Boy, they are not happy now in the Air Comfort Service text in. I mean, just in a wide variety of angles of unhappiness, too. Little Judy Suckins, see ya, Schertz, so sorry, little brother. That's from Little Judy.
What does that mean? So sorry, little bro. What does that mean?
I gather, now I don't know this, I haven't had a chance to break bread with Little Judy Suckins, but there's a chance that Little Judy Suckins is a Missouri fan, and so sorry, little brother is a shot at St. Louis University when he said see ya, Schertz. That's my read. Jackson, what do you think about that read? Do you think I'm on the range of hand?
Yeah.
Then there are a number of people, because it involves basketball, and not basketball from 70 years ago, which probably was their preference. Who cares?
Oh, gosh.
We will do a preview of the NHL draft coming up to try to win them back, though. Bye-bye, Schertz! That's from Pele. Doug, there's people celebrating the idea that Josh Schertz is going to leave.
I don't know if that's celebrating. They're just thinking that might be a guy.
You didn't think it was celebrating by saying bye-bye, sorry, widow brother?
Well, that maybe, but to say bye-bye Schertz, it's more of a compliment to him, is that he's so highly regarded, we may lose him.
He obviously has an awesome relationship with Dusty May, close friends. I don't know if that will factor into the vacancy in Ann Arbor, but you have to think it might.
John Calipari, show me the money. That's from Total Power Washing.
That would be a surprise. That would also surprise me. I'm looking at a list of coaches.
Would Tommy Lloyd leave Arizona to go to Michigan?
I don't think so.
And then all of a sudden, just like Ice Cube said in Boys in the Hood, Doug, hard to believe 35 years ago, domino mother effer.
What?
That's what Ice Cube said at O'Shea Jackson.
Okay.
O'Shea.
Yeah. If you were like someone who wants Schertz to stay, you would want the replacement of Dusty May, if it's not Schertz, to be like someone like Travis Steele at Miami, because obviously Schertz is not going to leave SLU to go to Miami. If someone like Tommy Lloyd left Arizona to go to Michigan, now another huge job is open.
You don't want a second opening.
Right. You don't want. It's a second opening problem, second question problem.
Schertz ain't leaving. The Mizzou fans are delusional per usual. That's Jugs in D.C. He is our Atlantic 10 correspondent.
Don't let that one guy who said sorry, little brother, represent the entire Tiger consortium here. That was just one guy.
Little Judy Suckins. That's a lady.
But I do like Little Judy Suckins.
Who's going to be the Cardinal closer? That's from the 573.
Well, you got bigger fish to fry.
We're looking at match 82, Group C qualifier.
Yeah.
And now I got to fix the closer?
Yeah.
Was that from Ollie?
Yeah.
Who's the closer?
Yeah, read the room.
He probably would say, I'm open to suggestions.
Can you guys take a guess on who the longest tenured D1 coach is in college basketball?
Basketball.
I will, at the same school?
Yes.
It's not
my
Mark
initial,
Few.
I was going to go Mark Few. That's where I was going to
thinking
go.
Mark Few, but there's probably somebody we're sleeping on.
Do we have
Like the guy
initials?
Davidson that was there a million years.
They don't think too hard about it.
Initials, please.
No.
Oh,
Tommy Izzo?
Tommy Izzo's correct.
Yeah, that's good.
Since 95.
And he
So he
once
barely
out, I
got
think.
Few.
Yeah.
And we had Schertz going to Michigan State, I think, last week when we were workshopping future openings.
Billy Donovan to Michigan. That's from Kurt's former coworker.
I don't know. The Billy Donovan thing has always kind of confused me. It kind of seems like he's
Where does he want to be, right? NBA?
probably just stay with the NBA.
I would think that a program with the stature of Michigan would want maybe a bigger name than Schertz. As good as Schertz is and as great a job as he's done, I would think you'd want to see a couple years of this kind of success.
I would agree.
Before you take him.
Also, coming off the national title, Donovan, if you're a SLU fan, Donovan would be actually your number one favorite. Like, if he went to Michigan, you feel very confident about Schertz staying, considering he does not coach any team.
Jeez, back to basketball talk. That's some dirty Chewbacca.
It's been a weird cycle, though, with that Malone getting the North Carolina job from the pros.
Yeah.
And now, but although Schertz and I think Dusty May have both said that they love the pro game. They've done a lot of scouting. They've made friends.
Lot to love.
And it's, I'm sure there's a lot of headaches there. You're playing a long season, but you get away from the NIL.
Yeah.
The chaos that is the portal.
Right.
And a ton of money in the NBA.
Ton. And job security, if you can be good, have a sustained run of success. Much more so than college basketball. Although the NBA likes to fire too.
Guys, in all honesty, what a rise to the top for Dusty May from where he started. It's from the 618. Started from the bottom, now we here.
Yeah. I feel great for him. And by Schertz's account, great dude.
Yeah. Well, it's the domino effect, Doug. Maybe not Josh Schertz to Ann Arbor, but Josh Schertz potentially for whoever gets the Ann Arbor job. That's where you get into a spot.
Did you worry about Dusty May taking Schertz to be his top assistant in Dallas?
I'd be surprised if that were
Also,
the case.
yeah, would agree.
You can give your thoughts by texting in 314-399-9646. You can also call in Callier and Thompson phone lines 314-974-0101. You can email in for our Design Air Heating and Cooling email today, which is coming your way in about 20 minutes. The morning after at InsideSTL.com. Design Air is online at DesignAirService.com. That's Seth Goldcamp and his team at Design Air Heating and Cooling. Sign up for their maintenance plan. And maintenance agreements are an effective and convenient way to keep your system running year after year. They take the pressure off you as a homeowner. Design Air contacts you to schedule your AC tune-up and your furnace safety inspection and cleaning. Sign up and forget about it. Like all the services, maintenance visits can be scheduled at DesignAirService.com. That's the great Seth Goldcamp and Design Air Heating and Cooling. 925 in St. Louis. Time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. This is TMA 101 ESPN from the Stiefel Studios. Delmar Mortgage and Ryan Luchtefeld. That is who I am working with, and that is who I can recommend to our audience. Online at delmarmortgage.com, and Ryan gives you his personal number to call or text him. Here it is, 618-593-3608. 618-593-3608. You're going to get a personal local touch, but with all the necessary technology to make the process smooth and easy. Pre-approvals and fast-track options that will make your offer stick out to local sellers and listing agents and closings in as little as 2 weeks. Ryan is with Delmar Mortgage. He's been with Delmar Mortgage for 13 years, and Delmar Mortgage is a family-owned business that's been in the industry for 60 years. Call Ryan first if you are looking to buy a home or refinance. His number, 618-593-3608. Call or text 618-593-3608 or go online at delmarmortgage.com. Doug, the Cardinals wore Navy caps yesterday, and why they got themselves another whinge.
Another whinge? And you think the caps had a lot to do with that?
Well, these weren't the Navy caps that the fan base is clamoring for.
No.
But better than the red.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Yeah.
And I get the rules are wearing the red as an homage to the Negro Leagues, a former Kansas City team. So you can't get too upset about it. But it was weird. We finally got some blue caps on the Cardinals, but it was not what was intended.
The KC caps weren't; those were bad. Those weren't like the
uniform official. What do we got?
But those weren't even like the Monarchs hats. That's not what.
I was wondering about that.
When I think of the Monarchs hat, I think of the kid in Sandlot wearing it with the split. That's a beautiful cap. That's not what they were wearing. I didn't get that at all. And they have a bad uniform situation going on in Kansas City.
You don't like the Royal?
Well, no, their City Connects they wore Friday. Hideous. What was that hat?
Yeah, what was that?
I thought it was like cursive right. I don't even know what it was. It was like a kid's finger painting. Brutal.
So descriptive.
Weak ass ballpark too. Move those fences in.
I don't see the Cardinals wearing red hats again. If it takes a team that also wears red on the road until, maybe Cincinnati in the middle of August.
It's depressing.
It is depressing, isn't it?
Yeah. It doesn't feel very good, I'll tell you that.
Fortunately, Missouri will wear anthracite against Arkansas Pine Bluff, and will put you in a good headspace.
That doesn't help.
Jim Bowden writing this morning on The Athletic with regard to most pressing needs for all 30 MLB teams ahead of the trade deadline. And he writes regarding the Cardinals, Doug, pitching. The Cardinals have been the biggest surprise team in the National League, and they believe their biggest needs are on the pitching side, both starting and relieving. They think many of their pitching needs can be filled through promoting prospects. That said, if they stay in the race, they'll be a threat for one of the starting pitchers on the market. I don't know if I agree with the second part. I would agree that the need is pitching, but I don't know. Actually, I don't think, I'll take it a step further, that if they are in the mix, that they would trade for one of the biggest names on the market at the trade deadline. I just don't think that's what they're going to do.
No. One of the biggest names? No. One of the biggest names? No. If they could get a young veteran, someone who's mid-20s maybe, that you could maybe hang on to for 4 or 5 years, then I could see that.
And in fairness, it sounded like he said biggest starting, but on the threat for one of the, so to me that implies when you're talking about, you're not just going to do the J-Hap, John Lester. Who's the other guy? There's another guy. Wade LeBlanc?
Wade LeBlanc, yeah.
We got to just eat in.
How about his return when he came back? Remember that? Emotional.
Emotional indeed. I just don't think that's. I don't think that's the mindset of the organization. I don't know, but they got a real situation kind of developing with the Liberatore spot. That the Dustin May one, with the benefit of hindsight, I was locked in on the U.S. Open, so it just didn't. I was thinking this while watching him carve up the Padres in his flirt with perfection and a no-hitter, and then the complete game shutout. What it would look like his following start, because oftentimes you will see the drop-off, and he's had 2 long starts going into that start yesterday, and the Cardinals just saw it wasn't happening and yanked him at a low pitch total after 2 innings, and he was getting raked. So I like that. The Cardinals have been aggressive on that front with a situation like that. But outside of McGreevy did not have a good start on Friday. You got some weaknesses there. The guys you rely on right now, I think you would say, who would have thought this? You got May, McGreevy, and Palante. Those are your 3.
I wonder if they'll take a look at Liberatore in the bullpen. Because when he was there, when was it, last year, he pitched out of the bullpen a considerable amount. He was pretty good reliever. He threw well out of the bullpen. And if he's not getting it done as a starter, and this year he's not, ERA 5.23, he's not getting it done. Maybe that's one hole you could fill in the bullpen.
I don't think they will do that. I think for 2 reasons. I think because this year is all about the future, as much as it's been a surprise that they're winning, they're in the mix, they want guys like Leahy, Liberatore, if they struggle, to figure it out. Find a way, get better, whatever that takes, just kind of fight through it, because if they pull them, then they really haven't made progress. As frustrating as it is, I think that's how they see it. But we've heard this in the past, too. If you go to Dobbins and say, there's your guy, he's going to take over a spot. If anybody struggles or gets hurt, then they have nowhere else to turn. And I think they like that safety net to always have a guy just kind of ready. Whether you like that mindset or not, I think Liberatore is sticking in the rotation. As frustrating as he's been.
Yeah, this is year 5 for him, so it'd be pretty easy to come to the conclusion this is what you get. You know, it's not his second year in the league. He's not just getting his feet wet. And if he went to the bullpen, he'd still be able to come back and be a starter if something should happen. Just going there doesn't mean you have to stay there permanently.
And I don't necessarily disagree with you. I just think that's their mindset. I mean, you could argue, too. Could you stretch out a Graceffo if you got into an emergency, and could he be a spot starter? I mean, there's always some answer, but I think their preference is to see if Liberatore can fight through it. But he's been a disappointment.
Yeah,
that's your opening day starter right there.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to win that trade.
Well, no, I think the trade's lost.
You have officially announced it?
I think the trade is pretty much a disaster, actually.
Put that off.
A disaster.
Mm-hmm. Got to play that Libby's Cooperstown.
Rosarena's been a heck of a player for a while.
Rookie of the year, 2-time All-Star, some October moments. It's going to be tough to at this point, Doug. It's looking to be in Tampa's favor.
No.
312 friends are gathered right now in the Michelob Ultra YouTube chat on the TMA STL YouTube channel. Doug, that is where we will be until high noon today with both TMA and then after the morning after, which airs from 11 to 12 on the TMA STL YouTube channel, and it comes in the TMA STL podcast feed. So you can listen anytime you would like. It is after the morning after from 11 to 12. We have the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day coming up here in a matter of minutes on our program, and you can send yours in the morning after at InsideSTL.com. The program presented by Brown and Crouppen online at GetBC.com. That's GetBC.com, or by calling 314-222-2222. That's Brown and Crouppen, the presenting sponsor on the morning after. And we ask that when you have an opportunity to do business with a sponsor of the show, you support the sponsors. Brown and Crouppen is local, and if you are in need of an attorney, don't you want one who is local and knows the local legal environment? After an accident, money's tight, and that's why they offer so much for free. You can always call for free any day, anytime. Your first consultation is always free. They come to you for free, whether it's home or in the hospital. Brown and Crouppen does not get paid unless you get paid. If you think you may need Brown and Crouppen services, call 314-222-2222 or go to getbc.com. Make sure you let them know you heard about them on TMA. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements. Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day coming up next. It's TMA 101 ESPN. Doug, the St. Louis Rams have just scored a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
Todd Rundgren's birthday.
Happy times.
It is Todd Rundgren's. Oh, wow. From Utopia. Hello, it's me.
Rock and Roll Hall of Famer.
He's in. God, is he mid-70s? Not 80. He's not 60. Doug, is Todd Rundgren 76?
I would say 78.
Oh, gosh, dang it.
Oh, Doug wins 78 for Todd Rundgren.
Doug, you're on a
today.
heater.
Yeah.
It's fun to watch you play,
Fun
sir.
to be me,
Get in the bunker, Vaughn.
He plays tonight in Atlanta. 78 years old.
Want to go?
No.
What concert do you want to go most to, boy?
I'm upset I can't go to that Tyler Childers show on the 9th of July. I'll be out of town.
You're a country guy.
I really like Tyler Childers. So I'm a little upset I won't be able to go to that one at Hollywood Casino.
Where are you finna be?
Family vacation.
Oh, where are you going?
Table Rock.
You're going to the lake?
That's right. Table Rock Lake. Not like
Do some fishing.
I could see myself.
I'm going to fold. I think he has it. I fold.
Oh, yeah, I'm not lying here.
I like that Table Rock. Our family's talking about going to Bull Shills. We went there like 5 years ago, right next to Table Rock. Some of the clearest water I've
Yeah,
ever
a
seen.
little quieter.
Doug, I think he has it. Lay it down. He's got it.
Yeah, that's where I'll be.
Fam's going?
Whole family.
I like that.
Yeah.
When you fit to be gone?
The 9th and 10th. So I'll leave the 8th, but I'll work that morning.
Or what do you call that? Parking lot show.
Parking lot show.
July. Write it down. July 8th.
Friday was the first time we actually did it.
We were in the.
We were in
Tim,
the
we had the
parking lot.
food drive and all of the shows that they're proud of.
Parking lot.
They were all lined up on Olive Boulevard. Great job collecting canned goods for Operation Food Search. But there's Courtney and Riz and AD and Keishi and 92.3. And you just didn't see TMA because they had us by the front door,
they're
tucked
hiding.
away. We were tucked as far away from the mainstream as they could possibly find. It's okay.
Were you hurt by that?
We were in the shadows, Doug, and also the audio shadows of the fountains.
Ah, that's nice.
That led to a lot of
Trying to drown out
chatter.
what you said.
What was the chatter?
This sounds like AM radio, you jerks.
Oh.
There's a lot of that.
We had Jay Delsing on talking about the U.S.
I asked him if he had any golf balls to give away. He said they're gone. We got to the bottom of that. JR was here, Riz. It was great.
JR is so great.
But they were not proud of us.
JR, what a guy, man.
I don't think he even ate a donut.
He did
Upset.
not. I didn't witness him eat a donut. You know, he did go to the bathroom, and who knows what was in his pocket.
You guys do realize there's a national championship on the line tonight, but instead you're talking where the broke fatties go on vacation. That's from the 636.
Am I a broke fatty?
Cut that off.
A broke, not just fat,
Oklahoma,
but
North
broke.
Carolina, Tim College World Series, Game 3, deciding Game 3 tonight.
It has a nation in a chokehold.
Have you guys talked about Angel Reese being the fastest to 1,000 rebounds yet, or are you going to keep talking about sports that don't matter? That's from MD 2020.
No, brother.
I did see ESPN, the mothership yesterday, said, we are beginning our month-long salute to women's sports. I'm like, well, it's Father's Day, but that's okay.
It's not going to play well in the STL Today comment section. I did, I wake up and put on, usually I hope it's Scott Van Pelt on Sports Center. And it was not Scott Van Pelt last night, which indicates there wasn't a lot going on. They led with the U.S. Open, and then they went into the WNBA anniversary celebration. I thought, okay, must have been a slow day.
Yeah.
I can move on to listen to some podcasts and read. That was the screaming tell. No surprise, Jackson likes Tyler Childers. That definitely tracks. That's from Doug's Jockstrap. Now, what does that mean? I have no idea what that means.
What is he known for?
Jackson?
Quality bluegrass music.
Okay.
And your favorite movie is Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Yes.
And is there a tie-in?
I haven't done the math on that yet. People are probably upset because he is progressive, Tyler Childers. Therefore, right.
Okay.
So I guess because I like him, that makes sense to them. But
Got it.
I think a lot of people would say, regardless of people's beliefs, you can like their music one way or the other, as we are separating art from artists often in our lives.
Think about that, Doug.
Okay. You look just a little bit like him. I mean, he's got the red beard.
He's got
Take
red
that
hair.
away, and
I could see
you
it.
could be related.
That'd be nice.
All of Angel Reese's rebounds come from her own misses.
Oh, God.
She sucks.
Oh.
That's from Wright City Hawks, who I believe is the big Battlehawks fan.
We're going to get into a rebounding argument.
Reese banter. By the way,
comment section is broken.
did you
out.
say this about Tyler Childers?
I have.
It was his birthday yesterday?
Was it his birthday yesterday?
Yeah.
Nice. Well, he didn't do a program, unfortunately. I'll play some Tyler
That's
Childers
why we
on the
had
way
Dickie
back.
Barrett
though.
instead, because it is his birthday.
It is. Well, Mighty
But
Mighty
your
Boston.
guy, Tyler Childers' birthday yesterday.
Yeah. I can play some on the return back. Happy
Still
to.
talking basketball? How about Wyndham Clark? Thanks. Jesus.
Leave us alone.
Some Gooner Reloaded.
We did talk Wyndham Clark. We did talk Brady Kachuk. We talked to Kerbs. A lot of hockey talk. A lot of Cardinal talk. Talk some iced tea.
I'm Team Papers for life. That's in the Salty Ball Dad from Caseyville.
Happy to have you.
People get salty because he has a music video that had men kissing. Get over it, losers. He makes great music. That's from Little Beer Cats.
Oh, gosh.
Is that really is that the backstory?
No, he's just known as like especially a genre dominated by one side of things. He's a little bit more on the other, and it becomes a talking point for some. I like to focus on the music.
But was there a video of men kissing?
I don't know.
Little Beer Cats.
I don't keep a running count on these things.
Okay, but you're going to miss the concert anyway.
Unfortunately, yes. I will be out of town.
Okay, well, that's a shame.
Keep ripping TC. Can I recommend Charleston Girl for the next return? That's from Ricky Putz.
Stop it, Putz.
I was going to go Bite and List, one of his newer jams.
But you'll be at Table Rock, so it won't matter.
Yeah, I like going. I
That's
went
on
to
the
Table Rock
9th.
2 years ago, maybe Tree.
Will you do some skiing?
No. I don't
We get
think
out on the water, though.
Yeah, last time I went to Table Rock, I rented, my family, we rented a jet ski. And I don't know if you can have more fun
those
in
are
this
fantastic.
life than being on a jet ski on the
those
lake.
are great.
Yeah.
It might be the most fun thing I've
Is
ever done.
that right?
Yes. It's the feeling you have when you're flying down the water on that thing is unmatched.
How about that?
It's
With
so
or without
fun.
the diaper. Doesn't matter.
I can do it without. I am a great swimmer. I don't wear floaties. I don't wear really any flotation device because, again, I'm a great swimmer. But if someone needed that, I wouldn't judge them.
Remember what was so random? Dave Duncan lived at Table Rock year-round. Remember
Really?
that? Yes.
Would he come? He wouldn't come. That's
No, I'm
that's
saying in the
crazy.
off-season, he was always, he had a home in Table Rock.
So in the winter, he would spend his winters in
I'm
south of Springfield?
I am 90% certain of that.
I don't know. What's the
I
upside?
think he's a
of
big
it?
fisherman.
Okay, fair enough.
Doug will have the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today coming up in the next segment. That's on the Polos Plus dossier. Get ready for the fun and games in the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. If you're waking up today and feeling a little sluggish, well, that can be something that Mentality can help you out with by going to lowtusa.com. That's lowtusa.com. If you're tired of always waking up exhausted, the dad bod is starting to weigh on you, and you're finding it harder to get excited about basically anything. That's where Mentality can help you out. They're not a macho low T bro clinic. They're human-centered, and their mission is to figure out what's really going on in your body and your brain. Mentality starts by listening. They'll run real labs and explain your results in plain English, then build a personalized science-backed plan using hormone therapy and FDA-approved peptide treatments to help get your brain and body back on track. So stop telling yourself and everyone around you that you're fine. Right now, all new patient labs will be covered in your treatment plan, and that's a savings of $250 right out of the gate. Reclaim the old you, the younger you with Mentality. Schedule your appointment now at lowtusa.com. That's lowtusa.com, LOWTUSA.com. Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day next here on TMA 101 ESPN from the Stiefel Studios.
Village Bar in De Pere has been a hangout for decades. By now, you've heard all about the famous cheeseburger. Great deal on a lunch there. It gets a little expensive in West County. There's still one spot you can go and have a reasonably priced meal, get some waffle fries, watch the ball game. There's so many TVs going at once in there. All the sports are happening. Bring your friends. And Kids have a soccer game, great place to hang out right after. All that is still true, in addition to the fact they're the home to 1879 Distilling. The barn out back is where they make the award-winning spirits, picking up these regional awards for the top bourbon and vodka. So many different flavors, too. The Red Barn vodka. Easiest thing to do is to check out that website, 1879distilling.com. See all the various products, the Havana Dark Rum. This summertime, mix it up a little bit. You can grab those items at Village Bar and at the General Store, which is part of Village Bar. The blue building there on the east end. Open with a tasting room on the weekends. They've got some chairs and tables out front. Great place to hang out. Sample the products there when the tasting room's open, but also make purchases. They've got some swag, hats and shirts for Village Bar and 1879. It's also a great spot, that barn. You can have a private event back there. You can find out more about that as well at 1879distilling.com. All part of it, one spot there, the home to Village Bar and now the barn hosting 1879 Distilling.
This is Jackson with the SportsCenter update brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. In a major move, Michigan head coach Dusty May has finalized a deal to take the Dallas Mavericks head coaching job. The 49-year-old coach led the Michigan Wolverines to a national title in 2026. That was another SportsCenter update brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. You'll be saying, I love my windows.
Doug, here's Tyler. What do you think of it now that you hear it?
I think it's fine. I'm surprised that Papers likes it. I didn't think that he was a bluegrass kind of guy, but
Yeah, that's a
apparently
it's a little change up I've added to my arsenal over the last couple of years.
Okay.
This is not Rich Gould?
This is not Rich Gould, no. No, but I've gotten more into bluegrass, singer-songwriter stuff. Storytelling in music, I think, is really cool. And I think Tyler Childers does a really good job of that.
Storytelling in music.
Yeah, like some like classic American artists, classic American song. Like John Prine's one of my favorite artists.
Oh,
and that's come
agreed.
across recently for me, but my family's always loved him.
You like that Jason Isbell, who they say is a modern-day John Prine?
Yeah. Zach Bryan, I think, has a little bit of the songwriting element to that, which I find it's like you get a little something more out of the tune than just the good sound.
Table Rock is like the Lake of the Ozarks, minus the sewage. That's from the Hunchback of Von Castle.
Well,
Is that
that's a
true?
compliment, see?
When I was out on the water at Table Rock, I did find it to be a little nicer.
You can see
What do
6
you mean
feet
by
down.
that? More people from Ladue? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not talking even about the people on the lake, just the water itself just seemed cleaner.
Well, it's not as busy for sure.
And I think that plays a huge part in it.
Do you take the copter down?
Sure, yeah. The drink copter.
Awesome. So good. I mean, that makes it so much better when you can just go right on the helicopter.
For sure. Yeah, it makes it all the more sweet.
Yeah, it cuts a 3.5 hour drive down to...
I actually love the drive down to Table Rock.
You do?
Yes.
Why?
It's like the perfect amount of time for me to drive. I like anywhere between 2 and a 4.5 hour drive is like...
You actually like the drive?
Yes. I find
Stop off at
I find
Buc-ee's?
it incredibly peaceful, and I look forward to something like that.
Huh.
Yeah.
We got to get Papers on the Turnpike Troubadours. Talk about storytelling in a song.
Yeah.
That's in the part-time Nebraska.
My
fan.
brother just put me onto them recently.
You're having an enlightenment.
Just trying to add more musically, you know?
Yeah.
I spent the first 20 years of my life almost exclusively listening to hip-hop and pop music, so trying to expand. Well, I still love those genres. Trying to expand. It comes with aging and maturity.
Well, I'm sure it does.
Bluegrass. Going to the lake for vacation. Go ahead and buy your urban cowboy boots and strut around. That's from Starfish Street.
I wasn't planning on doing any. I wasn't planning on doing any cosplaying.
I could see you strutting around in a new pair of boots.
No. Plus, those gunslinger hats don't fit my face very well.
Doug, it's time for the Design Air Heating and Cooling. Email today. Morning, fellas. I bet you're not wondering where I've been, but I'll tell you anyway. I've been taking a sabbatical ever since Iggy said he's never been to Chili's because he doesn't like Mexican food. I had to further extend my sabbatical when Iggy said he didn't realize turtles had bodies and previously thought their limbs were just attached to a shell.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Can't wait for him to pretend to be a meteorologist again and start talking clouds on the show today. Toodles, that's from Bobby Greenback.
I forgot about
Bobby Greenback.
I think he thought the inside of a turtle shell was hollow.
And that limbs are just attached to a shell?
I guess. I don't know.
I am so joyous that Tim is back, but then I have to hear a commercial for woke Los Angeles celebrating America 250 right on these very airwaves. I had to take the rest of the day off work to collect myself. But do you know what really pisses me right off?
No.
Flash flood alerts. We get it, dude. You need attention. We all know that the water goes to the ocean, but that is more than 275 miles away. So obviously the only flooding will be around the variability of the ocean depth. That's from Shooter McGavin, the vice president of this 2-week stretch of soccer experts.
Shooter McGavin.
I just finished watching the video of Doug twerking at the wedding this weekend. Let's just say there was some movement in my pant. You still got it, big, sexy radio boy. That's from Doug's Oil Boy. You were twerking in Milroy, Pennsylvania?
No, I wasn't. Doug's Oil Boy.
And finally, 4 middle-aged white guys spending 20 uninterrupted minutes ranking bodies of water in flyover country. God bless St. Louis relevancy. You were basically the Adam Schefter of breaking the crystal clear depths of Table Rock Lake. the underrated beauty of Branson area coves, and eventually the standing puddle near Terminal 1 at Lambert that greets visitors to our region's thriving center of commerce. There were no hot takes, no controversy, no breaking news, just a thoughtful discussion on water clarity, drainage, and whether the Lambert puddle is a seasonal or permanent landmark. Best, that's from Mark at Mark's Mulch and Bra. For a great low rate you can get online, go to Mark's Mulch and Bra and save some time.
Oh, yeah. It's a good jingle.
Mark's Mulch and Bra.
Doug, that's what we have. When did we break down? Did this happen on Fact Free Friday?
Did we breaking down the buys of water?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
There's a puddle at Lambert?
When did this happen?
I don't remember.
I don't remember that.
Okay.
We definitely didn't talk about that on
I just assumed
Friday.
this happened on Friday.
No.
It's all possible because people will say, "What'd you talk about today?" I'm like,
Isn't it amazing? I have no idea what we
4 or
talked
5
about.
hours later, did you guys talk about? Sounds right.
Yeah, I don't remember us talking at length Friday.
Lake adjacent?
No, I don't think we talked about that at
JR
all.
didn't rank bodies of water.
No, I mean, we certainly got the vibe from Jeffco, from JR, the
What does that
lowdown,
mean,
the
right?
straight skinny, which might be oxymoron. But we didn't get anything about bodies of water. But I could be wrong. Again, along with Martin, I often forget. It all becomes a little homogenous.
Table Rock's fine, and at least you won't be seeing a bunch of past their prime spray-tanned overweight water buffaloes and banana hammocks and thong bikinis on a pontoon. That's from Carlos Spicy.
This is all very nice. I wasn't. I wasn't saying this to litigate whether Table Rock Lake is good or not. Not really up for discussion. That's where I'm going.
You're just happy to be able to show off your new cute boots.
Right. But also, same thing. Flat feet, boots, no good. I couldn't do the cowboy thing. Just for those reasons, not for the hard manual labor. Or
Can I get an AI of Jackson with a diaper on the jet ski with boots?
Oh, wow.
No,
How about that? How about that visual?
I don't need that. Chairman,
with
look
great
at
hair.
Chairman. He's over there plotting.
With great hair. And now I'm wondering what took so long. How do we not have that
Don't
already?
include the farmer's tan.
What are you reading the good emails today? That's from George Clooney's doppelganger. He's in the 818, Doug.
Is he really?
What's the 818?
I don't know.
LA, isn't it?
LA.
Yeah, you're right.
He's listening. We were grooming him with those commercials for the U.S. men's team.
That's right. SoFi.
It's all connected.
Martin's headed to onboarding. We're headed to the 10 o'clock hour. We will vote for the...
Martin's got to talk to us about
Oh, God, I love talking about Michael's Bass because
yeah.
Tim and I have talked a lot about it. We had him come out to the home. The kids' bathroom had gotten beat up over the years. It was past time. And I showed these guys the before and the after. It's amazing the work that they can do. And I think a lot of people get afraid, it's going to be so expensive. Well, they're reasonably priced at Michael's Bass, and that's all they do is convert bathrooms. You can do a simple tub-to-shower conversion or do a full remodel, change the look of your entire home when you get a bathroom redone. Michael started the company, 30 years now of experience. His daughter's the one who answers the phone, so family operated. Everyone installing and working there works for Michael's. You're not subcontracting out. That's really a pain sometimes. You get a project done, all 5-star reviews, and I can tell you just the whole process, real simple. And when they draw up the design, it's not a salesperson, it's a former installer. So they know exactly what they're talking about. Michael's Bass, that's where you can see some of their work. That's plural, michaelsbass.com, or simply call 636-775-0800. You will be surprised how reasonable it can be. Also, financing options are available. Again, whether it's a tub-to-shower conversion or redoing the whole bath, you will love the product at Michael's Bass. 636-775-0800. And if you're in the 101 ESPN listening area, they will come to you.
There it is. Michael's Baths did the bathroom over at Martin's house. Martin's headed onboarding. We're headed to the 10 o'clock hour. It's TMA 101 ESPN from the Stiefel Studios.
TMA is proud to be sponsored by Stiefel, who also sponsors the Cardinals and the Blues, St. Louis Charity Golf Classic, the Stiefel Theater, U.S. National Ski Team, so we are in good company. You know, it's true. Good things come to those who wait. At Stiefel, great things come from knowing when to act. For 135 years, Stiefel has helped families, individuals, and business owners make thoughtful financial decisions. Founded in St. Louis way back in 1890, Stiefel combines deep local roots with national capabilities. From customized wealth wealth management to investment banking and traditional banking, Stifel delivers fully integrated solutions designed for complex financial lives, whether you're growing, preserving, or transitioning wealth. That same long-term mindset is why Stifel proudly supports TMA, because success is all about timing and knowing when the moment is actually the moment. Investing, banking, advising. Stifel, where success meets success. Stifel Nicholas and Company Incorporated, member SIPC and NYSE.
It's TMA 101 ESPN. Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, and on Doug's right is James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency. Doug, I don't know if you had a chance to...
Yes, I did. I saw him sitting with... Hello, James.
Yes, I was complimenting you on your top.
Yeah, nice top.
Good look. A cute top.
Yes.
Well, thank you. Slave to fashion, you know.
Did you have a good Father's Day?
I did, yeah.
He didn't, though. He's lying.
Oh, yeah, because couldn't watch it.
I was watching the U.S. Open, couldn't listen to the Cardinal game, had to drive 3 hours from Milroy to Pittsburgh, and then didn't get berated when you landed at Lambert.
I did not. Didn't have time for that.
It's kind of a win.
Yeah.
Maybe Father's Day. Maybe that's why.
They took it easy on the fathers and yelled at the mothers. What's going on with you, the great James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency?
Well, you know I always struggle with gifts. My wife knocked it out of the park again. I told you last week I was at Grant's Farm the preceding Sunday.
Sure.
And I remember commenting on this guy's blues hat. I love this guy's blues hat. Well, I guess my wife, unbeknownst to me, went behind my back, went up to the gentleman, asked him where he got the hat. I got that for my Father's Day gift yesterday.
Really?
Here, I'll show it to you. I know it's not great radio, but...
You could have worn it today.
And we don't
I should have.
Blue Station,
I love that hat.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Golf hat.
Oh, I do like that hat.
Can you see it?
Yeah, that's a sharp hat.
Yep. So
I have to tell you, I feel like the Blues have this great uniform, but I've struggled to find a great Blues cap, and I feel like based on I'm from over here, but it looks like you have found a great text that thing to me. I want to take a look.
I don't remember where she got it, but I'll report back on that.
All right, fair enough. That's a sharp look.
Yeah, I was a big fan.
Tip of the cap.
You know how you always track your sleep and all that stuff?
Yes, I'm insane.
It's actually become a problem because now Google Health, when I wake up, will tell me you're going to suck today. And that's not a good mindset to see early on in the morning.
If I see like REM sleep, I already know it by how I feel.
Yeah.
But if I see it at 50 minutes, I know I am going to hit a wall or just. And I've told Jackson this, and it's this is my job, so that's the deal. But if there is a day where I know that I didn't sleep well, I'm even worse than normal hosting the program. And then there is a domino. We were talking about the Dusty May domino effect for college basketball, and with him going to the NBA and the Dallas Mavericks, it's a domino effect on this presentation. It's an MFer. It happens once every 2 weeks or so.
Okay.
But you can see that data. So now you have the data on your sleep?
Oh, yeah. So it's off this Fitbit, goes to Google Health, and it just, some days I'll wake up and it says, you're going to have a great day. That's a good thing to see. But then some days, like, oof, you're going to have a tough one. Because I've been getting up really early. You know who I listen to in the morning?
Who?
Is Michelle Smallman. She's on 101 and that morning show before you guys. Yeah. And I'll be honest, and I didn't really get it, why she got wooed out to New York, but she's really good on that show. She is really good. Now, I don't know why they talk about NBA every single day. It's kind of the off season, but
they're in New York, I guess.
But I thought the NFL kind of dominates the calendar, but I guess the NBA does right now. And so, she does an excellent job on that show. So that's my drive.
But your phone actually tells you. Your day's going to suck. It uses that kind of terminology.
It's pretty direct.
Really?
Yes. Not a great way to wake up.
Why would you want to hear that?
I don't know. Well, it gives me a push notification. I don't seek it out necessarily. It's as soon as I wake up, it sends me this little push notification with the sleep report and all this stuff. So maybe I need to turn it off.
Perhaps you'd feel better about that.
Here's the upside of it, because Doug asked a fair question. Like, why would you want to know that, especially if it then can have some kind of Pavlov's dog effect on you? If by tracking the data, you can find out what causes you to have poor sleep nights, you can mitigate those issues and then increase the probability of getting better rest, which then can lead to a sustainable pattern to feel better. There is the
Well, if I don't have a good sleep night, it's usually because I'm not sleeping well.
Profound.
I like that.
I'm a simple man.
I like that a lot.
That's where the Doug Vaughn Nirvana comes
Doug
from.
Vaughn Nirvana.
Yes.
We all seek Doug Vaughn Nirvana.
Right.
Well, I don't know if you were in town last week when Chairman Steve called into ATMA.
I was. Yeah.
You were, okay. And I got a kick out of he hangs out at Sasha's quite a bit, and that does seem to be a hotbed of first dates.
And he also wanted to meet with Mike McGreevy to let him set up the ground rules for his upcoming marriage.
Yes.
So that's a service he provides at the bar at Sasha's to prospective grooms.
And he had an observation that he can tell when people are on their first date. And Tim, being the great host he is, he asked, how do you know that? How can you tell that? And his response was, well, they're talking to each other, which I got a kick out of. And then I noticed this a few weeks ago when the team and I, from our office, we took a little trip to Chicago for the weekend. And so we were hanging out afterwards, and I can tell there's a distinct difference on how a single man acts at a bar versus a married man. Jackson, would you agree with that?
I'd be curious on this take.
There's a difference in how a single man and a married man.
What about a married man who's acting like a single man?
Right.
Are they the same thing?
No, I think what I'm getting at is a married man is more comfortable in his own skin to just bebop around and, if they hear some song they like and dance to it and so forth. But a single man has to, play it cool and that hard to get and has a facade the entire time.
Actually,
on the
you always playing it cool at Tam Ave?
No, never.
You're bebopping? Yeah, you do dance.
Me all the time, baby.
Yes.
Look at you.
Yeah.
How often do you get approached? Hey, Jackson, I'm a big fan of the show.
Like a
Tam, it happens a decent amount.
26-year-old young lady.
That's never happened.
No, it's never a girl.
Once I heard the term lady, it's already no dice. But Tam, which is always nice because it's like, oh, younger person, like sometimes people younger than me. I'm like, oh, hell yeah.
I wonder when that became a big spot because I used to go there when Max was in there.
That's right.
Yeah.
I did too.
Yeah.
And I don't remember it being a hotbed for 20-somethings to hang out at. But
I think when Paper started.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
Yeah, I'm kind of the linchpin there.
And all of your moving around, have you ever lived in Dogtown?
Not Dogtown, The one of my spots on the hill was probably the closest I've been to Dogtown.
The one that Iggy lives at now?
That's correct.
If you think you're a big deal now at the bars, wait till you get these new boots and you start scooting around.
That's right. Yeah, really showing off my new look.
Remember when you were on like a European cruise one time and somebody's like, I know you from somewhere.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm from St. Louis. She goes, and you go, is it Channel 4? I've been on there for 30 years. No, that's not it.
Yeah, said,
and did she ever pinpoint where she knew you from?
She said, I thought you were a teacher at Parkway South. Sorry.
Hey, Jackson, let's go up to Tam Ave and raise a pint in honor of Tim. Thanks. That's Big Tuft.
Sounds great.
You're going to go up there and raise a pint in honor of me?
Sure. I'll raise a pint with anybody for any reason, really.
Will you really?
Yeah.
And you're sporting.
I am. I love a pint. Give me 16 ounces of cold beer.
Look at this guy.
Those Scots sure love the pints, I guess.
Yeah, they cleared out Boston.
That is unbelievable. Did you see, because I know you're a big Kerb fan as well, did you see Larry David on Jimmy Kimmel?
I know he's got his new show coming out Friday.
One of the funnier clips, because I don't watch these late night shows, but my wife showed this one to me, and you could probably access it for the next break if anybody wants to hear it. But Jimmy Kimmel is saying that he was at the Paul McCartney concert, and everybody in the crowd is singing along to Hey Jude, na 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 na, except for Larry David. And Larry David just goes into this whole spiel about why he doesn't do that and how ridiculous it is. And it is just classic Larry David. Big recommendation for anybody to check out that interview.
Check out that YouTube clip.
Okay. I'll look for it.
I happily na, by the way.
Do you really?
Yes.
Sure. On Hey Jude?
Yes.
You have to.
Absolutely.
Well, something that I have noticed, and I made this observation, Doug, was at the Zach Bryan concert in May of 2024.
I don't know the years either.
And that was the next morning we had Gluten Free Perk on the program, at Gluten Free Perk on the Twitter tweets. And I asked her, because I don't think she was 25 or something like that. Hell, I don't know. And I noticed at the show that in particular, young women, I don't even know if I would say sing along with the lyrics so much as they just scream them.
Oh, God.
And I asked, and she goes, well, what do you do? And I said, I listen to the artist and the musicians sing and play. And she goes, okay, like, you're an old man, which is accurate, but I don't know when this, because so it's like you hold up your phone and you don't necessarily shoot the artist, you shoot yourself screaming the song off pitch, and then you can't hear the artist.
God.
And I don't, but you
me.
but I want to make this clear. I don't kink shame, so if that's somebody's kink, that's fine. Unfortunately, it can impact the listening experience at a concert.
These videos, I never videotape when I'm enjoying a live music performance. When am I ever going to watch that again? And I want to be present in the moment. I just don't get that. I really don't get that.
I agree. Yeah.
Like who's
And if you really want to see a video of it later, someone else will post it. You can just watch their
That's
video.
exactly right. Yeah, YouTube has everything. And if you go to like a conference, people are taking pictures of these big slideshows. Nobody's looking at that ever again. Like you see all these phones holding up for these pictures of these slideshows. Nobody's looking at that. I'm enjoying the moment.
That's the way to do it.
See, I'm catching up to you, Doug. I'm getting there.
What do you do at a concert if everyone's kind of sitting down, but one person stands up right in front of you? There's only one person standing. Does everyone have to stand up at that point because you can't see around the person?
Yeah,
I've had that happen a few times.
What type of? I mean, is this like James Taylor or is this Tool?
I forget who it was. It was one of the country concerts at the amphitheater.
Okay.
Where there was one girl who weighed 350 pounds, and she stood up the whole time, and no one around her was standing up. So it kind of, if you want to see anything, it kind of forces everyone else to stand up.
Yeah, because at Game 6 of the Blues versus Bruins, I kind of wanted to stand that whole game because I wanted to nervously pace like Bobby Plager was doing in the hallway there. Yeah. But no, I'm respectful of the people around me. They're sitting down, so I sat down. But I actually, that's what I do love about college football. I like to stand. But a concert depends what kind of concert it is. If you're the Fox seeing Bonnie Ray, probably not.
My point, if everyone's standing, it's great. If just one person stands up, it's kind of annoying to the people behind it.
She's probably just trying to get it started, like the wave, like you're always doing in left field there.
Yeah. Oof.
Jackson had a guttural moan there.
Been to a lot of Cardinal games recently, and
you don't like the wave?
Whether someone's working on a perfect game or not, we're going to stand up and make ourselves seen.
What some were unhappy with Doug for not having as the Lifetime Roofing lead this morning, Brady Tkachuk, going to the Florida Panthers, and also how the St. Louis Blues were not on his list of the 4 teams that he would be willing to go to from Ottawa. Jeremy Rutherford, friend of the program, filling in for Doug and I this past Friday, just tweeted, Army says the Blues inquired about Tkachuk, but they were told they were not on his list.
Wow.
How about that?
You think he just got tired of getting yelled at the airport when he come home?
That could be.
So that was it?
Can't
It
rule
could
it
be.
out. Can't rule it
That
out.
would have been just a marketing dream for the organization to have a Tkachuk. Either one
yeah,
of them, but obviously Brady was the one they were more likely to get.
He would have been
that
their big
hurts.
headliner.
Yeah. Oh my God, the jerseys would be flying off the shelves. Who is their marketable guy? Right? I guess it's Robert Thomas.
Thomas, I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be curious to hear, because I think that for the guys who have done it, and by that I mean played in their hometown, I think you go into it thinking it is a dream come true, and then oftentimes the reality is not that way. And so I think that it's more about a hometown thing than it is not wanting to be in St. Louis.
That's probably accurate, yeah.
I really do. I don't think these guys, I don't, I mean, and if I thought that, that's a different conversation, but I don't think that that's it. I think David Freese would tell you that, even though David Freese may go down as one of the most famous and greatest when it comes to St. Louis sports figures with what happened in 2011, and of course Patty Maroon. But the first few months of that 2018-2019 season were not fun ones for Pat Maroon. He was a healthy scratch. He's catching hell, and you're doing it in your hometown. So I think that factored in for Matthew, and I think that may have been a factor for Brady. But I don't think that's a reflection of St. Louis. And then also you just have the hockey standpoint, and then you also have the fact that his brother is there. So, now, as Chris Kerber said when he was with us earlier today, you get Carolina, you get Vegas, you get Florida. The Minnesota one's a little like, okay, I don't know on that, but why not St. Louis? So that's what Jeremy Rutherford just tweeted on that topic. I will look forward to hearing what he has to say after getting a chance to hear more from Doug Armstrong.
It is amazing how many Blues alumni either come back consistently or live here.
Yeah.
I mean, probably more so than the Cardinals alumni. Wouldn't you agree on that?
Yeah.
Feels that way.
Yeah.
In a major way.
So I do feel like the alumni, the vibe around that, I mean, that has to be some sort of an attraction for players. They have to feel like it's a really good, tight-knit hockey community organization. So,
But if you're a guy who doesn't really want to play in your hometown, you could still live in your hometown for the 4 or 5 years of the off season.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you miss your
If I had that kind of money,
friends
though,
and family, you'd still spend plenty of time there.
Why is anyone surprised by this? It's South Florida. His brother is there. They're cup contenders. It's a no-brainer. It's from Ray King.
I think
Don't
Ray
yell
King
at
was
us, Ray.
surprised that the Blues didn't make at least the Final Four, or were intentionally left out. Is that fair? I mean, I think that's what the bigger surprise is, not that he's going to Florida.
We certainly would have wanted to be that. That's what hurts us, because that's the guy we really wanted.
Yeah, absolutely. And they had the pieces to move.
James, I know you've been an advertiser for a while, and you've experienced a positive return on investment. Am I correct from your advertising?
Absolutely. Are we going to get killed here?
Yeah. Sharon and Clayton. Brady probably heard your crappy show and wanted to vanquish any chance he'd have to do an interview on it. Way to go, guys. Doug, that's Sharon and Clayton blaming us for Brady Tkachuk not putting
could
St.
be a
Louis
factor,
on the
I
list.
guess.
The 618 is not happy with me. Brady and Matthew hate St. Louis, but here comes Tim simping for the Tkachuks. Tim is just a worthless cuck. No, push the Tkachuks out of town. F them both. Doug, that's from the 618.
That feel good or not? Didn't feel very good, did it?
No.
Their dad
the
did
laughter is to mask the tears.
I can see that.
Their dad did hit into you, correct?
He did. And
So there might be something there.
was not happy with the number of practice swings I was taking. Jesus.
How many are too many?
Two practice swings.
Yeah.
And what's the deal with the pants? It's 90 degrees out here. I'm not pleased with the pace of play in front of him. That is correct. You can get involved on the program as well. And call us names at 314-399-9646. You can also do that in the Michelob Ultra YouTube chat. Doug is only 20 subscribers away, James, from getting this gold bullion when we get to 7,000
It's going to be nice.
Yes.
Yeah, he negotiated that tranche, and you're going to be paid handsomely in gold bullion.
Gold bullion.
Man, that's nice.
William Devane talked me into seeking gold bullion.
Subscribe on the TMA STL YouTube channel. James, always wonderful to see you. Congratulations on a wonderful new Blues hat.
Thank you.
That's
Likewise.
outstanding. We'll take a break, come back with more TMA 101 ESPN. On the biggest stage in the world, FanDuel is changing the game because sometimes your player gets subbed off and your bet goes with them. Not anymore. With FanDuel Super Sub, if your player is subbed out, your bet stays in. That's right. If your player leaves the match, your bet continues on with the substitute. So you're still in it until the final whistle. Visit FanDuel.com/local to get started now. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Jackson Burkett with his play. This guy's been on a heater lately. I wonder what he's got for us today.
A little bit of a heater. All right, so the name of the game today is both teams to score. In the Norway versus Senegal match, you're going to select yes on both teams to score. But then you're going to parlay that with France and Iraq game. Both teams to score? No. Not both teams will not score. You parlay that together, you get it at plus 142. But with our friends over at FanDuel and a 30% profit boost, we get that up to plus 185 for that number. And we love it.
There it is. Papers again. Boy, you shop these numbers nicely and give us big values.
Yeah, this comes with research.
It was at FanDuel.com/local to get started now. Let there be goals this summer on FanDuel. Must be 21 or older and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Oh, yeah, this is my theme song.
When did you decide this was your theme song?
I didn't decide it. The market did.
Right.
It's TMA 101 ESPN. Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Little Jackie Papers. Love that Rascal Puff. Martin is at onboarding. And we welcome you to participate in the program by talking it over in the Michelob Ultra YouTube chat. And then friends are in there because Scorzy's in there talking to Iggy's prison window hand and the TMA remote lamp and Too Fat to Kayak.
Prison window hand.
That was someone had sent an image that they had taken on the hill where they, I guess, yelled at Iggy to his window, and just out of the window was Iggy's hand, and that's all the image was.
The scariest damn thing.
It was quite. It was. If it wasn't in broad daylight, I also would have been scared by it. But
I'm not sure he can get out of that prison cell he's in, except to come to here. It's kind of like a work visa.
Work release program. Yeah, which is nice to have.
You can get involved on the program by texting in as well here on our presentation. We have had some breaking news this morning with Dusty May heading to Michigan to coach the Wolverines, or heading to Dallas, leaving Michigan and the national champion Wolverines. He is headed to coach the Mavericks. Doug, do you know Jeff Borzello? You don't talk about Jeff Borzello.
No, I don't think I know much about it.
ESPN College Basketball Insider. He has a full breakdown already of the candidates for the job. Dusty May announcing that he's leaving less than an hour ago, but the list of candidates. Who is next? This is just up at ESPN.com from Jeff Borzello. You talk about Jeff
Borzello. Okay, I don't know Jeff Borzello.
So what direction will they go? If they go internal, assistant coach Mike Boynton would be the logical option. Jackson, are you familiar with him?
Don't know much about him, but again, if you are a big Schertz fan, something like an internal move for Michigan would be what you're cheering for.
He was at Oklahoma State. He took Oklahoma State to one NCAA tournament appearance, and you know who he was responsible for and what is attractive to the Wolverines fans?
The Oklahoma State?
Yep.
Cade Cunningham?
The motorcade.
Yeah, for sure.
Eventual #1 pick in the 2021 draft. The first name that is listed outside of internal option, Mike Boynton. Jug, take a guess.
Josh Schertz.
That is correct.
He's the hot coach at the moment.
If Michigan opts to conduct a more wide-ranging search, where might it look? Near the top of the list could be St. Louis's Josh Schertz, a close friend of May's. Schertz has become one of the most sought-after names on the coaching carousel the past few years, leading Indiana State to 32 wins in 2024 and the Billikens to a second-round NCAA tournament appearance this past season. He was linked to the Syracuse and NC State openings in March, but returned to St. Louis with a new contract. Literally the first name in the column outside of the internal option in Ann Arbor is Josh Schertz. How about that?
Well, I'd be very happy for him, but and maybe it's inevitable. They're just not going to be able to hang on to him long term because he's that good. But it would still be a real blow to Billiken fans.
I would be happy for him as an individual who I really like and respect. And I would be really sad for St. Louis University and St. Louis University basketball, which experienced a surge in momentum that I hadn't seen in a long time. And I realized Majerus had it going here. Don't get me wrong. Of course, Jimmy Cruz, don't let me down, Jimmy Cruz, following up on a Majerus foundation building. And of course, you go back 30 years in the Spoon Hour era. But man, wow. I have to tell you, I'm surprised to see him as the first name mentioned, and then the other names mentioned. Jackson, I'm gonna turn to you here. Doug hit there. They go three names next.
Is Travis Steele one of the names?
No.
Well, rats. Pat Kelsey at Louisville.
How about this? I'm gonna give you a hint, and it's gonna be a wonderful hint. No, not on that either. You got one SEC, you got one Big 12, you got one Big 10.
Chris Beard at Ole Miss.
No, you're having a bad show, man.
Mike White, Georgia.
No, you're having the worst show of your career. No, worst show of your life.
Resign now, Papers.
Resign now? Oh, I didn't hear that part. Not Bruce.
No, Doug was just
Oh.
telling you to resign.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because Tim said you were having this horrible show.
Oh, well, you know.
I mean, I thought you were our basketball guy.
I'm trying. Well, I'm got a guess out of there's hundreds of
Well, I
college
gave you
basketball
three. I
coaches.
mean, there's, but,
So
but I
there's
said
SEC.
there's one's in the SEC, one's in the Big 12, one's in the Big 10. And you're a basketball guy.
Yeah, doesn't mean I'm good at it. Who the hell's coaching Texas Tech? Grant McCausland?
Yes.
Okay.
Here we go. Now we got momentum. Now we go. Now we go. You sank that putt. You needed to see it go down like Wyndham Clark on 10 yesterday. Once he hit that drive.
Nate Oates at Alabama?
No.
Rats.
No, don't make that
Yeah, I
sound.
don't like
that doesn't buy you a lot
I
of
gotta
time.
explain that to my kids.
Who's coaching Vandy these days?
That's not my responsibility to know that.
Okay. Well, it won't be Lamont Paris at South Carolina. Big 12 SEC, what was the other one?
Big 10.
Big 10. Well, there's 100.
You did hit on Vanderbilt.
Okay, so it's the Vanderbilt head coach. Why can't I think of his name right
Mark.
Starts with a B.
Nice, Doug.
Oh,
Why?
Oh, Byington.
Yeah. And the Big 10 coach.
That doesn't buy you time.
Was it like a waltz? Is he just playing a waltz?
Sounded like it.
Dana Altman?
No. He made you really sad in March of 2025.
March of 2025. He made me very sad because he was then coaching. Ben McCollum.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
But Schertz is listed first. Near
Boy,
the top
Ben
of the
McCollum's
list.
interesting. He's really interesting. That's a guy who I think could be an all-timer. And I don't say that just because Drake beat Missouri. I say it because his style of basketball is relentless, and I think it could really work at a top program with top resources.
I thought this dork liked college basketball.
Oh,
Maybe
brother.
Pestis knows more ball than papers. That's from Bobby Big Wheel.
I feel pretty good about how I just performed there, to be honest with you. There was a lot of guesses on the board there. That could have taken a long time.
Yeah.
McCausland is one. Texas Tech also has a ton of money, so.
I would think that they would give the job to Boynton.
Byington? Mark Byington?
No.
You're
Mike
talking about Boynton from Michigan.
The top assistant. They just won the whole thing. He was obviously a big part of that.
I agree.
He's got the head coaching experience. Be a major diss if he didn't get the job.
And a lot of times when guys go college to college, they might bring some staffers with them, but college to NBA probably less likely to do that. And I think this would be, it's almost like I'm only going to do this if I can set up my guy, my assistant coach, to take over behind me. I don't want you guys going on. I mean, do what you got to do. You're Michigan. But it's like, if I were to tell you what I'd like, it's this guy to bring up.
Kwame Voyukas the fourth, Doug, huge Billiken fan, has gotten sideways with Martin over some Billiken conversation, has just texted into the Air Comfort Service text inbox to let us know the following. I am monitoring the situation.
Is he really? Okay. Well, that's good to know.
That is good.
We
It's
got
good
nothing to worry about now, fellas.
Well, it's good to have a correspondent because clearly I failed my duties.
So that column just posted on ESPN.com with Dusty May. Headed to coach the Dallas Mavericks. The job is open in Ann Arbor. And the top name outside of the internal option is the Billikens' Josh Schertz in his column. Now, that doesn't mean it's sourced and he spoke with anybody, but as Martin said earlier in the show when this news broke, Dusty May and Josh Schertz very close. I mean, when one of the days Schertz was sitting in here, he got a text from Dusty May. I mean, they're truly good friends. And Martin's theory was would May, who's obviously telling Michigan what he is doing, would he talk up Schertz to the administration as his successor, which would then kind of be tough for Boynton, who's his assistant, and wouldn't get it. But, you know, if you think the world of him. So this is something that bears being monitored, and that's why it's great that Kwame Voyukas IV is doing that for us.
Yeah. And the other thing is, too, like, you probably want to get this done quickly. You're not looking to go deep into the summer without a head basketball coach.
Yeah,
it's not a good place to be.
So then does that increase the chances that they just go internal?
Yes, I would think so.
Okay.
Because we saw, I mean, it was a very different situation with Michigan football, but we saw them go in-house when Jim Harbaugh left. I don't know if it's the same thing, but we know that this athletic department has
And they loved that, and they're enjoying the Sharon Moore era. And there are high expectations for Sharon Moore and the Wolverines this year, Doug. So keep an eye on that.
Right. Not a great outcome at the end, but it is something that they've done before. This athletic department, I mean.
I suppose the painful reality for us is, even if Schertz doesn't get this job, and he has another great season with the Billikens, like we're hoping he does, sooner or later, one of these schools is going to throw so much money at him, he's just going to have to go.
But I still think SLU would be better off because of it, even if Schertz is to leave after another great season.
Yeah,
I think
that'd be true.
The things that would happen because of that, the Schertz run, would ultimately be better than if he were like a 10-year head coach with like 2 or 3 flares of being great, as opposed to.
But even if he
sustained success.
leaves for this job, even if he's off,
No, right now I would say no.
It's too short of an impact.
Yes,
I mean,
you
you're
would need
talking about
another
one
year.
season.
Right, you need one more year.
All right, we're on the same page there. Got a break. It's TMA 101 ESPN. Go to VIP. They take care of everything. They are a one-stop shop in business since 1979. That's Tommy Sabulka and Brian Grigg. And there's 60-plus employees. So many people make the mistake of taking their vehicles to a bunch of different places when everything can be done right at VIP Auto Accessories online at VIPAutoaccessories.com. 4 departments under one roof. In addition to commercial upfits, you have graphic solutions, hail repair and touch-up, and aftermarkets. Window tints are big on their retail side, and other items. On top of commercial upfits and window tinting, VIP does is graphics and wraps, tinting, lift kits, hail repairs, ceramic coating, paint corrections and touch-ups, paint protection film, powder coat wheels, brake calipers, new interior leather in vehicles, heated seats, and much, much more. For all your commercial vehicle upfit needs, ask for Tommy Sabulka. And for all your aftermarket vehicle accessories needs, ask for Brian Grigg and tell them that TMA sent you. It's VIPAutoaccessories.com.
This is Jackson with the Sports Center update brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. Cardinals, Diamondbacks this evening, 6:45 p.m. Merrill Kelly on the mound for the Diamondbacks. Andre Palante towing the slab for the Redbirds. That was another Sports Center update brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. You'll be saying, I love my windows.
Welcome back to the Morning After 101 ESPN, TMA STL YouTube channel. We're in the Stiefel Studios, Design Air Heating and Cooling, sponsor of the 10 o'clock hour. Jackson, who won the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today?
Today's winner was Mark from Mark's Mulch and Bra Emporium.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he said for a great low price on mulch, or for a great low rate, you can get any time, go to Mark's Mulch and Bra and
save some time.
Save some time, yeah.
Totally original.
It's odd that you would go shopping for the two things at the same time, but it is nice that there's some place where you can do that.
Well, I mean,
and get both products.
I can count on it'd be two hands the times where I've been looking for some nice potting soil and then also some support.
Guys, you need to check out the YouTube chat. There's a Billiken sad trying to rationalize Schertz staying at SLU. It's sad. It's in the YouTube chat, Doug. That's in the bastard James Hahn.
Yeah, I'm seeing, might be talking about Iggy's prison window hand.
Well, we'll all be sad if he leaves.
SLU administration has given him everything he wanted. Can't guarantee that kind of trust wherever you go. Stay, build a legacy, get the statutes from Iggy's prison window hand. I mean, I think most people would be operating, if that Schertz was offered the Michigan job, he would take it, and no one would. I don't think people would be like, what the hell, man? I mean, Michigan is a blue blood. They just won the national title.
Yeah.
I mean,
you're probably saying that at Michigan. What the hell? How could you leave us?
You're talking about Dusty May.
Yeah. What do you think on that?
Yeah, some guys just might have always wanted to ascend to the NBA.
See, I would imagine there's a part of that, but I wonder if it's just so exhausting dealing with NIL.
I think that's part of it too.
That you go, I just can't.
No off season. You have no off season.
It's constant fluidity. It's got to be so frustrating. A guy leaves, a guy holds up your NIL. And now you're judged as a coach based on, that ruleless landscape.
Yeah.
I would think that is more appealing.
Right. And we've talked about it, like the no off season. You're constantly recruiting, whether it's players on different colleges, high schoolers, or guys on your own team. And then you could say to yourself, well, they'll probably get it all squared away and more order in the coming years. There's also as good a chance as it gets even crazier. See the Brendan Sorsby thing. Like, I don't think there's any argument that you can make where, like, it's definitively going to get easier for college coaches to keep players, get new players. It's always going to be a moving target, whereas the NBA, GM signs them, you coach them, you get a couple weeks off in the offseason, if not a month or two. I get same, if not more money.
And at least the players are under contract.
Right.
Or at college, if you try to discipline a player, he walks out the door, you never see him again.
You're talking guys are making crazy money in college, but they're not yet professionals, not matured to that point. NBA players are professionals. They understand kind of the deal. I could see it being a real headache with college guys making that much money.
Why hasn't Billy Donovan been mentioned? He was close to taking a UNC job.
I think he's been mentioned every offseason for the past 5 years, if not longer. Any big college opening job. And now that he's not coaching anybody, I imagine it's even louder, but yeah.
One name we haven't heard yet is Seth Goldcamp, but he could very well be in the running.
He brings the heat.
Because the way he runs Design Air, you would think Michigan would want a piece of that up there, but they can't have him. He is ours. When it comes to heating and cooling, you got to trust the name that's been around longer than all of us, and that is Design Air Heating and Cooling, run by our friend Seth Goldcamp, a fourth-generation family member there running that company. Not just another HVAC company, they're also the longest-running sponsor on TMA, and we do appreciate that. At Design Air, they believe in honest work. They're not going to try to sell you something that you don't need. So whether you're dealing with the cold or the heat, they have got your back with dependable service and no pressure solutions. You should look into their maintenance plan where they come out before you have problems with your furnace or your air conditioner. Do some maintenance, do some tweaks there, and then you should be running smoothly throughout the season, throughout the year. Visit designairservice.com. Schedule your service today. Design Air is comfort you can count on since 1904, and as always, home of the handsome repairman. Don't forget about the guy who started it all, Larry the Silver Fox. Design Air. brings the heat.
According to Kalshi, Boynton is at 44%. Otzelberger is at 40%. Billy Donovan is 7% to be the next Michigan head coach. That's from Jenna, and her last name is Tolles. Yet another female listener.
TJ Otzelberger, yeah. He's had sustained success at Iowa State. I could see that for sure. Yeah.
If you don't give it to Mike Boynton, you'll probably lose Mike Boynton.
Yeah. And that's the thing, too. It's like the ascension happens quickly, man. Dusty May was coaching for the Atlantic in 2024, and now he is coaching an NBA team in one of the biggest markets in America. Happens quickly. So for those being like, well, Josh Schertz, he's not at that level yet. You can become, you make yourself at that level quickly in college athletics.
He must be at that level if his name is tossed out every time a big program has an opening.
Yeah.
I like that just as a kind of a taking a step back, the man, I mean, I realize NC State is NC State, but it still is North Carolina State versus St. Louis University. And also, I mean, maybe it's a different deal now, 20 years removed, 20 plus removed from 2003 in the national championship. But the Billiken head coach turned down NC State and Syracuse to stay here.
Right.
And I think there were more. I just don't know if they've gotten public or ever will get public. But I think there were more, at the very least, those two. And, you know, this guy's coaching in Midtown.
Right. And when you look at someone like Ben McCollum, it's like he went from Drake to Iowa, which is like a natural step. Iowa is certainly a great program, but not a blue blood by any means. Whereas Michigan went and hired Dusty May right out of FAU. Now, FAU made a Final Four run. That needs to be mentioned. But, you know, they've done it before where they've gone from mid-major to being a blue blood coach. So it doesn't necessarily mean they're going to have to go with an Otzelberger or a McCollum or a Graham McCasland. Doesn't necessarily mean that.
Our Billiken reporter, Doug Kwame Voyoukas IV, says Schertz was offered the Blazers job this offseason and turned it down.
Really?
I never knew if that was true or not.
Kwame Voyoukas IV is reporting it. You can cite him as your source.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to believe on that one because I did see that rumor. I just don't know if it was ever confirmed.
Will Schertz still co-host from Ann Arbor when Doug is on his yearly sabbatical? That's from Bobby Big Wheels.
I would think yes. Yes, I would think he would. Wouldn't turn that down just because the money is so fantastic.
Jenna Tolles says Schertz is now at 13% to be the next head coach of Michigan.
It'd be kind of crazy because the last game the Billikens played, of course, was against Michigan.
The jewel of Midtown, PNTY. Doug, do you like that?
I didn't mind it. Billikens played Michigan about as tough as anybody there for about a half and another few minutes.
Yeah.
Don't happen, please. Don't happen.
Give us one more year at least.
Don't happen, please. You can text in 314-399. Schertz was also offered the K-State job. Fluffernutters fan page moderator. That's another one I was thinking about. That's right. Schertz would go to Michigan if offered, and I think Michigan will make that offer. That's the closeted beatnik.
Now, how does he know? How does that guy know?
He's a closeted beatnik.
Yeah. How does being in the closet and having a beard make you privy to that sort of information?
Is that right? If you're a beatnik, you had a beard. Did Jack Kerouac have a beard?
I don't know. Beatniks had beards, yes.
Is that right?
Oh, sure.
I didn't think
at a time when not many people had beards. That's what made it different.
Does that make me a beatnik?
You could be.
Nice.
Did the proletariat have a mustache?
Clip that off.
Was that what was going on?
I'm not sure about that one.
I didn't know.
I just know back in the 60s, there weren't a lot of beards.
But then in the late 60s.
Late 60s, it kind of changed. But still, it was a really long hair, but not a lot of people had beards like today.
What about the high and tight?
I'm not prepared to comment on the high and tight.
Okay.
Cut that off.
But I do know that beatniks had beards.
You say that with confidence.
It was kind of like a tattoo.
Okay.
If you had a tattoo, that was something different.
Right.
Some people had them, but it was like, wow, he's got a tattoo. And now, tons of people have them.
All right. Well, now we're having Doug. We have a reporter. I thought Kwame Voyoukas IV was our only reporter, but apparently we have a bunch. I just saw Schertz shopping at Kohl's Arnold for a Michigan shirt. That's from the Fastest Fluffer.
I don't know that that's true.
Dr. Pryor's at Wonder to West Dental. Well, he is the one I've been telling you about for your teeth. He can also help you with your sleep. He treats sleep apnea with custom oral appliances, an alternative to a CPAP. So no mask, no machine for the right candidates. If you think you might have a sleep issue or you've already been diagnosed, they'll do a complimentary consultation to see if it's a fit. At least go get checked because bad sleep catches up with you. You're not performing at 100% if you're not sleeping right at work, in the gym, anywhere. And yeah, this is still the best place for veneers, implants, implants, full smile rehab, the bigger dental work. Visit 100westdental.com. Go see Dr. Pryor and book your complimentary sleep apnea treatment consult online, 100westdental.com. Papers, that cover everything?
And also, if you're looking to get a new bathroom situation.
If you're looking to get a new bathroom, you go to Michael's Baths, Doug. That's where Martin got his new bathroom done for his family. Michael's Baths is the name of the fine establishment if you are looking to get a bathroom remodel at your home. At Michael's Baths, they create elevated bathroom spaces that blend luxury, comfort, and smart design, all tailored to the way you live. From sleek tub to shower conversions to full high-end bathroom remodels, including paint and electrical, they handle every detail. And now they're offering a new premium wall option designed to bring a custom spa-like look to your home. They install premium products for you. And with 30 years of experience, all 5-star reviews, an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and VA recommended, Michael's Baths delivers craftsmanship you can trust without gimmicks or high-pressure sales. This isn't a temporary fix or a quick cover-up. It's complete transformation. At michaelsbaths.com or call 636-775-0800 and ask about financing options, including 0% interest upon approval. Michael's Baths, family-owned, insured, and where everyday bathrooms become something exceptional. Time for us to shut it down. BK and Ferrari are coming up next. For Jackson Burkett, Chairman Kurt, Martin Kilcoyne, my brother Kevin, and Douglas Sullivan Vaughn, I'm Tim McKernan. This has been The Morning After, presented to you by Brown & Crouppen on 101 ESPN.